okay, so I'm going to pull back the curtain a little bit. The first time I ever did the Alan Cox Show comedy tour was when the old co-host was still on the show.
And so you were on when the other guy was on?
Yeah. So I did the comedy tour. It was the second year that they did it, and
it just goes to show you, you never know who will take your job. Well, it's like you never know who you're gonna marry. It's like you never know who's gonna take your job.
Right. So that's not the drama though. The drama was, this was a big deal for me. It was House of Blues, and then we did 2 shows that night, and my ex-wife was doing merch with her friend for all the comics, but I wasn't on the show at that point, and so I didn't get her backstage passes or whatever because there were just so many people back there, and I wasn't I didn't really know Alan that well. I didn't want to ruffle any feathers, and I honestly was hardly backstage at all. I was standing and watching the show from the audience. So she just got real upset over not having backstage access, and I'm like, well, I'm not even gonna be back there really. But she got pissed and left between the shows, and I was so mad at her. And years later, she finally apologized. She's like, I realized that was a big night for you, and I made it about me, and I'm really sorry. But that was
no backstage passes.
That was. And honestly, if I really would have pushed, I probably could have got her.
Isn't she cool with Alan's wife? Why couldn't she have asked?
Well, they didn't really know each other then.
Oh, okay.
So there was they weren't really friends back then, or they were kind of acquaintances, but it just was a real. I was so mad, and then on the second show I was drunk, but I fucking destroyed. I killed it, and I to this day that bothers me that she couldn't just let me have that night, and that's been a recurring theme with certain people in my life, where when it's my night they want to make it about them, and I'm like, listen, I don't ask for much. I'm very generous to people, and it's not like I even needed it to be oh, I'm so proud of you or anything like that. I just wanted to be able to concentrate on what I was doing that night, which was performing, because that was a huge audience, and I'd done big shows before, but that was a really big moment for me. And she just turned into something else, and it bothered the hell out of me. So, you ever had anything like that? Someone trying to steal your thunder, or just trying to get jealous like that? Maybe
Yeah, I've told you this before. I've had guys date me just for an Instagram post. Yeah. I'm just sitting there chilling, and actually this was at one of the bar crawls. It wasn't an after party. It was a bar crawl, and I had this dude there. Good looking guy. I'm thinking oh, there might be a future here. And then we're kissing and making out, and I take a picture just because I'm drunk and I thought we were cute together. Next power couple. And he's like, make sure you tag me in that. I'm like, make sure I tag you in that when I post up. And then I didn't end up posting the picture because it was blurry. It was like a pixelated mess. Yeah. And he was like, whatever happened to that photo? I'm like, I didn't post it. He's like, why? I was like, because it wasn't a good photo. I didn't look good in it. I'm like, no, you were fine. It just wasn't a good photo. He's like, well, do you have it? I'm like, yeah. He's like, send it to me. I'm like, why? He's like, because I'm going to post it. I'm like, oh, no. I got to get rid of this guy.
There was another year that I would just really... I think there was another year where it was my ex-wife again. She had some sort of a problem. There's a reason she's the ex. She got mad, on the way to the after party and, stormed off. And I'm just like, fine, go. I don't...
Girls
give stuff away. I really want some free stuff. Give that stuff away.
I get you a couple of tickets for the big Yuri's Night party. The biggest party on planet Earth. Yuri's Night returns to the Great Lakes Science Center next Saturday night, the 19th. Live music, local food, complimentary beer and wine, costume contest, and lots more. This is a good time. GreatScience.com. Want to look into it? Buy your tickets if you like. Otherwise, win these. Be caller number 14. And the last pair this week is yours. Good luck. 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
Complying with FCC regulations that 4 hours of daily programming must completely blow. It's the Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS.
35192. That'll put a text in here for me. About 10 minutes from now, I'll have another keyword for you. A text number separate from mine to get you $1,000. Our $1,000 bribe goes down 30 past every hour, all day long, pretty much. So when all is said and done, we will have given away about $850,000. So your chance to grab a part of that is coming up here in a few minutes. Are we back online?
We are back online. Live stream is up and running.
All right.
So
we still don't know what it was, but it worked.
It was some sort of connection, and something got bumped, and it started working again. So, we're geniuses. We fixed it.
Good. Tribe game tonight. They will start the weekend series against the Kansas City Royals back here at home. 7:10 is your first pitch, so we will get out of here around 6:30. Make room for that pregame. On Sunday, the Cavs will be in Boston for Game 1 next round of the playoffs against the Celtics. So after the Tribe game, we will join the Cavs game in progress on Sunday. Tribe game shortly after 1, Cavs game shortly after 3. So as soon as the Tribe wraps up, we will cut over to the Cavs in Boston, where hopefully they will take Game 1 of that series. Is this just the second to last round for them, or there's one more after this?
After this, it's the finals.
It's the finals after this.
Yes,
That's what I thought. Okay.
This is the Eastern Conference Finals and the Western Conference Finals, and then whoever wins each of those goes to the NBA Finals.
Western is down. Do we know yet? Warriors and
Yes,
who?
Warriors and Rockets.
Warriors and Rockets. Okay.
And Dwayne Casey, who won Coach of the Year, just got fired.
Yeah. I didn't realize he'd been with the team that long. He's the coach of the Raptors, and he'd been with them for 7 seasons, but I guess I got tired of going to the postseason and losing all the time. Have they ever won an NBA championship, Toronto Raptors?
No, they have not.
So
they've never been to the finals.
Dwayne Casey was a guy who had just, all the other coaches voted him, not all of them, like a dozen coaches who were, just got named Coach of the Year. And he got fired. They had the best record in the East. So
yeah,
it's
59 wins.
Yeah.
He set franchise records for wins.
Right.
But then get knocked out of the playoffs by LeBron again, send you on your way.
That's right. Look at it this way. LeBron got this guy fired.
Exactly.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh, more like his players that just folded during the games. I mean, they got swept.
But it's a
Got
guy.
swept.
It's a guy who will have plenty of teams calling him.
Yeah, he'll be all right.
But I didn't realize he had been with the team that long. So, he gets the call, and that call's coming.
Yeah.
He was probably surprised he didn't get the call last season that he was done. They were like, we'll give you one more season.
It's just such a bummer. Like, you're doing as good as you are, and then you go, nice try. You did your best.
Sure.
And it wasn't even good enough to keep your job. But he'll probably, like you said, end up with another team. Honestly, what would be the best thing that happens is if whatever team LeBron goes to, he ends up being the coach there. I think that'd be hilarious.
Oh, you think?
I mean, I don't think that will happen. I just
Right.
think that would be hilarious if it did happen.
Okay.
So that way, it's like, oh, look, I got fired for losing to LeBron. Now I'm coaching LeBron.
But wasn't this most of this guy's playing career overseas? I feel like this.
Yeah, I don't even know anything
I
about
don't
him,
even
really.
know if this guy played for the NBA. He coached. He coached the Timberwolves and the Mavs for a bit. But anyway, so he gets voted Coach of the Year.
And fired.
He's got a foxy wife.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, looks like it. He's 61. She looks like she's probably 35.
Good for him.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, so he'll be all right. And he's got
He'll
millions
be
of dollars.
just fine.
And he'll get to coach for a team that's not in Canada, which will be better.
Is it?
Yeah.
Toronto's a great city.
It is a great city, but it's a pain in the ass to coach in another country. Just
Why?
the back and forth is always going to be more difficult.
Yeah,
'Cause you
but
have to go through
guys travel
customs.
from Boston to,
Yeah, and
every team
and
travels.
They travel, but you got to go through customs every time.
Oh, I see what you mean.
There's money exchange. Like there's just a lot that goes into being a coach in Toronto or a player in Toronto.
I see.
Versus being a player in the States.
You want to get stateside so you can travel at will.
Yeah, if you get $100 million like for a contract, do you get that?
Well,
in
coaches don't get that, but
I'm
but
saying
they
a
do.
player.
Players do. They get paid in
Canadian currency?
Mm-hmm.
No. It's the NBA.
Right.
National. That means like this nation. You should get paid in
Well,
American
but there's
money.
always They used to have the Montreal Expos. I mean, there's expansion teams.
There's
Baseball
Toronto
used to-
Blue Jays.
Toronto Blue Jays, right.
So you're not as rich as they say you are. Like
Vancouver Grizzlies went to
Well,
Memphis.
You get the American dollar amount in the contract, but then you get paid like they adjust the contract for inflation. I believe
You're not getting ripped off
Yeah.
because you play for Canada.
I'm thinking you're getting rid of like we're gonna offer you 100 million Canadian leaves. Like what? what's the current
How many loonies
Dollars.
is that? Loonies and tuners? What is it?
Canadians
Yeah.
have dollars?
Canadian dollars. Yeah.
Canadian dollars. I mean, the exchange rate's different, but sometimes it's better, sometimes it's worse.
They don't have a fancy name for like their dollars.
Loonies and toonies, right? Or is
Yeah.
that just the vernacular?
That's like calling it bucks or whatever.
Yeah, loonies.
Because Mexico has the peso.
The peso.
And then the euro. I don't know what Australian's currency is called. But like,
Australian dollar.
okay. But why is it just that they just call it a dollar there? They're not going to say, here's
$4
$4 Australian dollars. Like,
Here's Aussie bucks. You can use them at any store in Sydney or Melbourne.
that'll be 4 crikeys, please.
I'm out of crikeys. Yeah, the Canadian dollar.
That's stupid. So they just call them dollars.
I love this question in Google. Is Canadian money really scratch and sniff?
What?
I've never heard of that before, but that shows up in your Google queries.
Because it might smell like maple syrup.
Right, that's what some people said. They're like, oh, it smells like maple syrup.
Chinese has yen.
Right.
Yen's cool. Like, I want 30 yen. How many is that?
I have no idea.
Hey, listen, everybody thinks Canadians are so nice. There's a woman who lost her gig. Do you see the Canadian woman flipping out on the Middle Eastern dudes at the Denny's?
No.
Some lady, this was in Alberta, Canada. Once this video went viral, she got fired from her job at a car dealership. But she's just sitting in a booth with her husband, and there's some guys behind her talking from another country, another language. And she turns around and starts yelling at them because she wants them speaking English or whatever. You know, we have this notion that Canadians are all nice and polite. It's just many white people up, the crazy white people in Canada. They're just not armed.
Right.
You know? But there's plenty of crazy
Well, they
Canadians.
have hockey sticks.
Yeah, she didn't whip out a hockey stick or anything. But, yeah, she was...
Yeah, you're funny, eh? Holy Go back to your country.
Denny's in Alberta, Canada is where this happened. This is one of these women who, like, has to turn around to engage the other people, but it's somehow their fault. Like, if you just paid...
Just leave them alone.
Mind your own business.
Yeah.
You'd be fine, right?
You're not dealing with one of your Syrian bitches right now. You're dealing with a Canadian woman, and I'm not going to be talked down
But
to
you're the
by
one
you.
who turned around and talking to.
You're the one who... Just like,
you started it.
I am just sitting here having some food at Denny's.
I'm not going to be talked down to by you. So you laugh all you want.
Mecca.
You know what? That's a prime example of why we don't want you here.
Yeah, but you know what it always is? It's always these people are like, I heard somebody laughing, and they assume they're laughing at them
Yeah, she's just insecure.
or whatever.
And I would
Yeah.
be too if I sounded like that. That is not a great accent.
Hey, get out of here, eh?
And it's really hard to sound tough with that accent.
I'm a Canadian woman.
You know what? I didn't do anything. He's eyeing me up.
He never eyed you. You're the one who
No,
stared at
actually, I
him.
turned around and he glared at me.
I turned around and he glared at me, right? She's like looking over her shoulder. He glared at me.
English if you're gonna speak.
Doesn't matter. I can speak my own
Speak
language.
English.
Free country,
Speak
nobody
English.
Mind your own
Canada.
business.
Just mind your own
Speak
business.
English. You don't raise your nationalism here. Speak English or don't speak at all.
I mean, you got to
They
assume.
were speaking English, weren't they?
No, they were
All right,
speaking
well-
another language.
well,
but
they're
they're
allowed
talking.
to.
They're talking to each other. If I hear people behind me speaking another language, I'm like, gosh, okay, cool. Whatever. I don't understand
so
you.
racist.
And
Why
if
do
you
you
are
care?
if you're plotting something, I'm not going to know what you're doing. You got me. I don't understand what you're saying. I looked over my shoulder and he was glaring at me.
Personally, I like, a touch of someone's nationality. Like, especially if I'm ordering food for them. If they speak perfectly English, chances are I don't want to eat your food because it's Americanized. I want them back there.
I want to eat your food.
I don't want to eat their food. If I'm ordering like Chinese and and it's not chicken and broccoli, like I don't want the chicken and broccoli.
Are you ordering from a toddler? Chicken and broccoli.
Chicken broccoli.
Buckwheat?
Oh, I have some
Is it a
chicken and broccoli.
Yeah, is it child labor at the places that you're calling?
No.
Maybe
Ordering from Winnie the Pooh.
I think that's why you should not
Obama.
eat at their restaurant if they're
No.
employing children.
It's authentic. Like when
Chicken and broccoli.
Broccoli.
and if I go to a Mexican spot and they speak Spanish, like I'm like, okay, good. This is what I want. I don't want someone that's just like, hey guys, welcome to like American Taco. Like I don't want that.
American taco.
You know, American Taco.
American Taco.
They make a hell of stay away from me. American Taco. I want cheese, not beans. All right. Well, now we know. If you operate any kind of ethnic cuisine restaurant and you want pound cake to patronize your business, because the kid gets a lot of takeout, right?
I make a lot of
Just fake an accent, and you'll clean up with this kid.
I'm helping the economy.
Now, if you get like a pizza, do you want it to have an Italian accent?
Ooh.
Well, that's another
No,
thing you got to worry about.
It's different. That's a franchise. Like
No.
the-
What if it's not a franchise?
But like, I don't really like authentic Italian food though. That's the difference. I don't really like Italian pizza.
So,
If I'm-
can I help you?
Yeah. Can I order some food?
Yes, what do you like?
Can I get like a deep dish pizza?
The deep dish, what kind of deep dish you want?
Well,
Yeah,
just
that's really going nowhere. I mean, you know,
I didn't even
can't do anything with that.
I didn't know what accent you were doing at first.
Italian, stereotypical Italian. Hey, you know,
Well, we
it's
all
because
know.
you're
I
awful
can't-
at you can't even understand accents.
I'm aware.
well, he
What's your
thinks
Italian
an
accent?
Italian accent is like he's thinking like northeast, like New York Italian. That's what he would think.
Oh,
of.
right. What's that person sound like again?
You went to the thing and said, yeah.
Again,
It's
everything.
the
It's so
word.
fast you can't understand what he's saying.
You like taters on your sap.
Taters on your sub.
Yeah.
You know, like they serve you on Mulberry Street in New York. Taters on your sub.
Taters, the classic Italian food, taters in subs.
Taters in subs. That's
pushed
right.
together. in
That's
one
how they do it at
sandwich.
Mr. Zub's.
It's just a commercial.
Lunchtime at Mr. Zub's.
All right, I've got $1,000 for you to win. I hope you do. Good luck.
Your shot at $1,000. Now, text the keyword bank to 200-200. You'll get a text confirming entry plus iHeartRadio info. Standard data and message rates apply. That's bank to 200-200. Good luck from WMMS.
You know, we got on some tirade yesterday, just some random thing about brain surgery. And with more states legalizing marijuana, this is freaking out the folks over at Fox News. Because the last thing they want, a lot of businesses have said now, we've talked about this, because it's real hard to find people to fill jobs because they might have something on their record. You know, you might have gotten pinched for weed, even though it's not that big of a deal. So a lot of businesses have said, we're not even going to screen for weed anymore. We're going to take that out of the equation because so many states are legalizing it or decriminalizing it.
I'm sorry, is Phil Jobs Steve's son?
Phil Jobs is the guy who they're looking at to be the new head coach of the Toronto Raptors. So it's all working out. The folks over at Fox and Friends, though, they want nothing to do with this because who knows who's getting high before they come to do something with you.
You know, marijuana, as you said, used to be 3 to 4% THC. Now it's 20 and 30. So it's not your father's marijuana anymore. And then to invite this into the workplace, you know, I don't want to be the patient for the surgeon or the nurse who might be high on marijuana, or in the highway and there's a car passing me, or in that assembly line with heavy equipment being used.
There you go. I don't want a brain surgeon drilling into my head who's high on the pot.
I think if they can play operation and win at that, then they can still perform surgery because it's very difficult. So
Can never get
that's
that
the
bread
test.
basket.
Yeah.
Yep.
I never heard of doctors must get like drug tested, right?
Well, your mom's a nurse.
I never heard of her getting drug tested. I'm sure she
All right.
probably does, but it's just never talked about.
I don't think Nurse Jackie ever got drug tested.
Wasn't House always on
He
drugs?
was always on something.
Yeah, he had a pill
He was
addiction.
a genius.
Yeah. But he had an addiction, but I don't know how often he was doing the surgeries. Never really watched
I don't think he
it.
ever was.
Yeah. He was just diagnosing a lot of things.
Well, that's right.
So it depends on the role. Maybe you'll be able to better diagnose people if you are a little high because you're thinking a little more abstractly
No.
and able to get away from those regular common things and find that mysterious thing that links it all together.
Listen, I don't completely disagree with that guy. I would not want to find out my doctor was high either. But I'm not sure how many brain surgeons are going into surgery after, firing up a blunt.
I feel like if you have a desk job or something like that, like operating heavy machinery or like a crane or something like that, definitely shouldn't be token up before work.
Right.
But if you have a desk job...
But you should be able to after work.
And I don't even know that.
That's probably what Donnie does.
That's why he crashed his truck.
I don't know. Well, he said there was too much sand on the shoulder.
I mean, the difference is...
That might have been code for something, too. I don't know.
How would you test that? Like, oh, well, I didn't smoke before. I didn't smoke during work. I smoked after work. Well, the test, stays in your system, or the weed stays in your system for 30 days, so there's no way to test it when you did it.
Maybe even longer.
Yeah, maybe even longer, depending on how much you smoke. But, like, if you have a desk job and you're, like, an attorney or something like that, man, that should be your customers, your clients' problem. Like, this is what I do. I have, like, a weed leaf on my desk. Like,
I have a weed leaf on my desk.
Asking someone, like, okay.
Your fault for hiring me.
I really want to take this case. And he's, like, licking the blunt and twirling, like, putting it together. So, just saying. I don't think it should matter that much if you have a desk job.
I think we should start drug testing pound cake.
Okay.
Okay.
Listen, if it affects productivity, then I think businesses have every right to go, look, even if it's legal, we'd prefer you not do that. There's a lot of places you can't get hired if you, like Cleveland Clinic, they won't hire you if you smoke.
Yeah.
That's true.
And that's legal.
That's true.
But they have the right to say we don't want that.
But if you go back 50 years, there's pictures of doctors smoking while they're operating on people.
Oh, yeah.
So, we've come a long way. So.
Airlines and, yeah.
Just ashing into an open wound.
This is before we could cauterize it properly. We would just do this. Junior mint would get in there, maybe some cigarette ashes. Tomorrow would have been the 81st birthday of the great, great George Carlin. He will have been dead 10 years this June.
The guy from Thomas the Tank Engine?
Bill?
Is that what he's from?
You mean Shining Time Station?
Yeah, that.
Yes, that guy. One. Yes. George Carlin.
Why are you so broken up over that? Did he do something else?
He had a couple of jobs before he did the kids show, yes.
Okay.
And I was a big fan. This June 22nd, he will have been dead for 10 years. June 22nd is a day before my birthday. And I still have told the story. I feel like I had a part in killing him because I had just been given tickets for my birthday by Gwen. We'd only been going out for a few months. And she got me George Carlin tickets. He was coming back to Chicago that fall. And he died the day before my 37th birthday. And they are releasing a 10-disc DVD in June called the George Carlin Commemorative Collection. So it's going to have all the HBO stuff. It's going to have a ton of unreleased bonus material.
Yeah, he's got a lot of that stuff because he would record every set.
Yeah.
And so last year they put that album out on vinyl. I got that one.
Yep.
I kind of like it when a lot of people die.
Mm-hmm.
Great album. Very good. Very dark.
Yeah, very dark. A rarely seen special from 1973 called The Real George Carlin will be part of it.
Stuck that away in my ear. Italian voices were different now.
This is what Pound Cake should listen to, the old Carlin bit about doing voices. The voices he'd hear around his New York neighborhood growing up. You can listen to this and emulate it. You're golden.
Guys, we didn't have Italian guys in my neighborhood. We had to go, when I went to school downtown, when I first ran into Italian guys, street guys. Hey! Hey, sorry about the audio. Hey! Hey!
You'll notice he's not mentioning anything about taters on their subs.
It was a commercial.
Money was measured in bananas.
Way too expensive.
Those are too expensive.
Those bananas are way too expensive.
Cost 4 bananas. You get into the dance. I got 1 bean. You got 3 clams. A change of a clam. Yeah. Good earth to you. I never heard many Jewish voices except from behind as I was running out of the candy store with $30 worth of merchandise. You a fancy pants gangster?
See, Carlin was a guy who started from scratch again. Like, he was a buttoned-up dude, and he had his hair slicked because he was in a comedy team with another guy, and he would do the Tonight Show and the talk shows or whatever. And then he's like, I'm not being myself. So he was in his late 30s when he decided, screw all this, I'm growing my hair out. He was a counterculture guy. But he was not a young dude when so he did a complete 180, and had to appeal, it's basically like throwing away your old audience and having to completely generate a new one.
Because a lot of comics now do an hour every year or two, but to throw away what people know, that'd be like if Jim Gaffigan would be like, I don't want to do clean comedy anymore.
Right, I'm going to start working blue.
I'm going to start working real blue and not hold back anymore.
Yeah. All right, our friend Brian Kenny, speaking of funny people, he's going to join us a little bit after 4 o'clock. He's an alum of the Alan Cox Show comedy tour. He is co-headlining the Funny Stop this weekend in Cuyahoga Falls with our friend Mary Santora. So we'll catch up with him shortly. I'll have Coheed and Cambria tickets for you later on, too. 35192, you want to text. If you're on hold, I'll get you on the way back. You can hit us up for anything else at AlanCoxShow.com.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS. And everywhere you go on our free iHeartRadio app.
So you were at work today, but Alan and I got to go and try out the new beer.
Oh, yeah, but I'm actually glad I didn't taste it yet. I want the surprise because, one...
Well, we didn't get the finished product. We had what's called a fermenter pull, so it's not quite there yet, and it doesn't have carbonation, but it was really cool, and it's pretty good.
So at what stage did you taste it? Like, what still needs to be added?
It's got to stay, like, in the... jug or whatever, the barrel, for a couple more days.
Describing it so well.
Yeah, I know, right? I know my stuff. I know my beers. And it is an ale, by the way. It's called unmitigated ale. It's a rice ale. I said it was a lager. It's not a lager. It is a rice ale, so people can calm their tits.
I wish we have a can. Like, I wish we could get our own can.
That would be amazing. But,
I know. We're asking too much. It was already enough to get our own beer. But yeah.
But it's really good. It's like a very drinkable but flavorful beer. Like, it's not like drinking a Bud Light. Like, it tastes good from what I had, and it's going to get a little bit more, like, hoppy as it ages. And
did you taste it and we were like, the unmitigated gall of this ale?
It was really good. Like, I chugged it. Like, it was easy to drink.
I'm excited now, so I get first dibs when we do get them in here, or when we are at the comedy show.
Yeah.
So thanks to Great Lakes. By the way, I was waiting till we're on air to see this, to say this. I like the floral pattern in your shirt. What are those little leaves?
I don't know. It's a shirt from Target, and it just just trying to step up my game a little bit lately. Just trying to get a little nicer dressed in and stuff. But mostly it was because it was cold today. So
it was.
I went outside and I was just wearing a t-shirt, and I'm like, what the hell?
I was like,
it's May 11th, and I'm cold, and it's like coat jacket weather.
It's gonna be May. Yeah.
But here's what I want to talk about. What are those people that like know beer and stuff like that? What would you say is your one specialty? Like, what can you talk about and get like nerd deep on it, the way that some people get with like beer? Not dick pics, please.
I mean, I wasn't gonna say the pics, but
right. Like something.
My one nerdy detail, I have to think about it. You go first.
Okay, mine is definitely comedy, because I have lived stand-up comedy for the past, I've been doing 14 years now. I've been to a billion shows. I listen to podcasts about it. I go to shows all the time. I watch comedy specials at least once a week or so, and it's just one of those things that I love talking about the art of it. I love when I'm backstage with another comic and we get to shoot the shrimp about things that, our pet peeves, the things that we love, like working on a bit, sculpting, material, all that stuff. Like that is where I go and get real nerdy real fast. And I know, because of girlfriends and my ex-wife, like when I get into those conversations, they just like roll their eyes and be like, oh my God, he's going to do his comedy dissertation right now with this. But the other comics are just as into it. Like that's like a bonding moment when you get into like deep comedy talk.
I think mine would probably be, and this may be cliche, and after I say this, people are probably going to roll their eyes, but like pop culture, like celebrity culture, I am a big vault of useless information. What you guys would claim is useless. I mean, we do a rock show on a rock station.
We're on a rock station, but we talk about pop culture a lot.
I know, but a lot of things that Alan's not really interested in, and that's fine. But
I actually have good things to say.
And I'm just gonna say, when it comes to like rap beef or like pop beef, I like to be in people's business. Like I love to see what celebrity culture is like, because it's a life that, one, I can't relate to, and I don't think I could ever understand. I would love to be on a fly on the wall in some of these like conference rooms when these meetings go down, or like when all these the fights break out at VMAs and stuff. I would love that stuff. I do love the background of that.
Well, one thing that you've gotten me more into is like I don't like Wendy Williams. We've talked about that ad nauseum, but The Breakfast Club, Charlamagne Tha God, like that's.
You watch those? I
watch it from time to time. I'm not like a religious viewer, but there's some interesting interviews on there, and that dude is very good. Like I really appreciate the way he interviews people, because
it's a conversation. It's not necessarily an interview.
Yeah, it's a conversation, and there's times when he's got like gotcha questions, but they're not even like I've been waiting all the time. He's asking the questions that people want to know about, and he doesn't let people off the hook. And I really, he does great interviews, and I never feel like he's doing it just to like it comes across very authentic when he does it. He's not just trying to be like, oh, so you don't like this? Well, let me, he's not trying to catch people off guard.
Yeah, I like the fact.
He lets it happen organically.
I like the fact that, these people are people we watch on TV. They're good looking. They're good looking people, so that catches my interest. They have lots of money. That catches my interest. Globe-trotting all over the world, and I can't relate, and I want a piece of that life. So whether it be their nudes on my phone, or they be, how many ex-wives they have, or their big mansion, how many rooms does it have, I like to know that stuff because it's escapism. And just like you watch a movie or you watch a comedy show to escape, I'm like, let me watch old episodes of Cribs. Let me watch this interview about how this guy has like groupies waiting for him after he gets off the tour bus. I like that stuff.
All right. Well, thanks for watching, and we'll be right back. There's a lot of people that really love going outside. And I like going outside sometimes. But when I don't want to go outside, I don't want to go outside. I don't care if the weather's nice. I don't feel obligated to go outside.
I do feel obligated.
You feel obligated to go outside?
It's only because of the state that we live in. If we lived in California, where there's always beautiful sunny days, I wouldn't feel obligated. But we have such a strict timeline on when we could get out and actually do things, and we're not complaining about how cold it is, or scraping the ice off of our car, or the roads not being bad. There's only 3 months, pretty much 3 months. You got your May, June, July. August, it starts to get cold again. Not snow. I just said colder.
No, but August is fine.
Okay, well, no, actually,
there's about 5 months. We got May, June, July.
June, July, August.
September.
No, June, July, August. Because even in May, we've gotten snow before in May. Like snow.
Right, but you still get most of May. All right, so you get 4 months because you get most of May, most of September, June, July, and August.
Sure.
We're not getting any snow in August.
But like when it rains. It pours, but in this case, it's so yeah.
Here's the thing: I like going outside, I like doing things outside, but I don't feel obligated to go outside just because the weather's nice. I don't always want to be outside. I'm not like the most outdoorsy person. There's plenty of times I really like being outside. There's like
an iHeart radio station. Ask Alexa to play WMMS on iHeartRadio.
Now back to the Alan Cox Show.
216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007. 35192. Want to text me? AlanCoxShow.com for everything else. Live stream you can watch if you like at our YouTube channel at the bottom of AlanCoxShow.com. Hey, Bob.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Not much. Yourself?
Doing well.
So I got a story going back to that drug test thing. They say THC is only in the saliva for about as long as you're high. About 8 years ago, I was going in for an interview, and I actually had a bottle of synthetic pee in my pocket. And here they bust out the saliva test kit. So me smoking the night before, I thought 100% I failed. Here I find out that I passed. I got the job, and I worked there for 7 years, and it was all good.
What happened when you got fired?
I never got fired. I had actually left for a better career opportunity, and that was it.
Good for you.
Smoke weed every day.
All right, thank you, Bob. I appreciate the call. I had a couple of nurses text me in the break, and they said that we only get tested if they're missing narcotics.
Like if you're under suspicion or something like that.
When you're hired or if narcs come up missing.
Because I was like, my mom never, not that she does drugs, but she never mentioned like drug tests or anything like that, or like peeing or anything. Not that she would.
Well, and some doctors hit me up too, and they said a lot of hospitals will let you know in advance when your drug test is coming up.
Why? If they want an honest, sample, why would they tell you?
Don't know.
I
don't know.
Yeah.
They don't really care
in
about the
case they're in on
patient.
it. Yeah, no, they're just in on it. They're in cahoots.
Yeah, they're all working together.
I was gonna say, because who administers that? Like they're like, all right, well, Peggy, I'm your drug test administrator. Pee in this cup.
Peggy, that's a great nurse name. Here you go, Peggy.
In cahoots.
Does your mom know a Peggy?
Yeah, she does.
Huh.
Hi, Peggy.
In cahoots.
Alan, what are they going to do with George Carlin's role in Bill and Ted 3? That's a great question. I don't know. I would love for them to find a way to put Carlin.
I'm sure they could recreate
into
him
Bill and Ted 3
with CGI or something.
Sure.
There's ways to do that, but I don't know if his estate would sign off on it. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. His estate is just Kelly.
Mm-hmm. Maybe just have her play it.
Yeah, why not?
That'd be cool. I'd be down with that.
Sure. Cavs start up against the Boston Celtics on Sunday. A game will start up. First tip-off is at 3:30. That'll be on WTAM 1100, but we will join that game in progress after the Tribe game against the Royals on Sunday afternoon. So 1:10, start the ball game, and then we'll roll into the Cavs after that. Everybody's got an opinion on the Cavs-Celtics series.
What's yours?
I think the Cavs have a great shot at going back to the finals.
I agree.
That's my hot take.
I think the Cavs, if they win Game 1, I think they will sweep the series.
Sweep?
Yes. If they win Game 1.
Wow, okay.
Obviously, if they don't win Game 1, it's not a sweep.
That's a bold proclamation.
Yeah. But I think they have that chance. I think LeBron's that good.
So you're saying no chance to sweep if they lose the first game?
Yes.
Wow.
I know.
All right.
I know my sports, man.
You really
I know
do.
my sports.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Skip Bayless says this is the first time the Celtics are going to miss Kyrie Irving. Because they're really going to notice he's not there when they play the Cavs.
For sure.
Shaquille O'Neal says the Cavs have found a good niche. They're playing well. But the Celtics, you never know who's going to be a superstar. They have different weapons every night, and that's going to be hard to plan for if you're Cleveland. So everybody's got their own take on what's going to happen. But there's no sense in predicting anything, right? That's why I buried Coxtradamus in the sands of Jamaica.
That was worth it, though. You needed to do that.
I know I did.
I put my faith in you.
I did.
I hold you to a very high regard, and I was like,
why would you do that?
Because I think you're very intelligent, and if I didn't...
That's got nothing to do with my prediction ability.
I just thought that all the rhetoric that you were saying somehow would come true. Like you're like, oh, you can't win an election with a bunch of white guys anymore. I was like, you know what? Alan's a smart guy.
I know.
He puts me on blast when I'm wrong. I was like, that makes sense. I'm going to believe that.
That was just my opinion.
And then dumb old Texas comes in. I'm like, oh, no, we got it wrong. It was all your fault. I literally sat in my bed and cried.
But you know how many solid predictions Coxtradamus made? Plenty, but it's
I
the
think there's
one.
like one. Maybe two.
That's still.
It was a rhetorical question, Bill.
I'm just saying.
That's a really good. The odds are good.
Yeah. Well, anyway, he remains buried in the sands of Jamaica.
Dig him a little deeper.
I'm sure the tide has probably already swept him out to the ocean, so I'm not all that worried about it. Sounds like Chloe and Double T are patching things up, though.
Oh, good for them.
I don't think so.
True love conquers all.
Well, the kid's name is True.
Yeah.
Why not, right?
There you go.
They're saving face.
I don't know. These Kardashian women have proven themselves to be forgivers, if nothing else, especially Chloe.
They try to be fixers.
Well, that's women in general. A lot of women want to fix you. But these Kardashian chicks...
Good luck.
They seem to know... Listen, they know their men. They know what kind of freaky, deaky dudes they're hanging out with.
Do they? I don't think so.
I guess Tristan Thompson blocked Kim on everything, but she's still, she's like, look, I'm pulling for him.
It almost makes me want to watch the show.
Well,
Somebody said that a bunch of people said that they saw Chloe and Tristan catching a movie at Crocker Park not long ago.
Yep, they were at Crocker Park. They were at Town Hall. Like, they're around the city. But yes, they're around the city. Who else is she going to hang out with here? All her friends are in L.A.
But she's got a baby. She's got plenty to take up her time now. She's not going to the club anymore. She's got a kid.
Man, the kid came into her life. She didn't come into the kid's life. She could still do the same stuff.
I don't know what the hell that means, but the point is,
kids adjust.
It's an infant. Kids adjust.
Well, that's
like a month old.
It's like right out of the womb.
Yeah.
But that's why she's not flying to California. She's keeping it here so she doesn't have to put him on a plane or her on a plane.
Right, but I'm just saying it's not like she needs something to distract her. She's got the kid. She's taking care of this baby. And I am sure happy to do it. But they said the two of them are trying to patch things up. I mean, Jesus, she was trying to take care of Lamar Odom when the guy was passed out on a bed in a brothel.
Yeah, they apparently seem to be very caring
They're
women.
very forgiving ladies.
Yeah. So, I mean, how far do you have to... So, what makes me curious is, what did Chris Humphries do that was so terrible that Kim Kardashian was over him so fast?
He wasn't enough of a star.
You think so?
Oh, yeah, he was a dope.
Just because he wasn't
She's like,
exciting enough?
Oh, he's not marquee talent.
Yeah.
She's got to have somebody on television all the time. Guy was a lump.
Yeah, because she's sticking by Kanye through all this stuff. She's like, I don't exactly agree with everything he's saying, but
she got kids with him too.
Yeah, I'm going to stand by my man.
Yeah.
So
she didn't let Humphries leave it in.
No. Do you think he wishes he had?
No. I'm sure he's very happy he didn't. Because you marry the family too. It's not just dealing with her. You got to deal. That's what this whole thing with Double T. He's got to deal with the sisters. I love his explanation though. I guess he kind of broke his silence on the whole thing, and he was like, he said, look, there's women constantly throwing themselves at you, and in the NBA, there's peer pressure to hook up with groupies because there's all kinds of road beef.
But here's what he
What's
does.
I going to do?
Don't walk into the building with them at the same time. Stagger your entrance.
Have you ever heard of back entrances?
Yeah, well, I'm sure he has, but doesn't seem to be using them. But yeah, just don't go in at the exact same time as the woman that you're going to sleep with, and you're probably going to be okay because you're being followed by the paparazzi. You're going out, you're having a baby with a Kardashian.
If you'd used the back entrance on Chloe, you wouldn't have gotten her knocked up in the first place.
That's right.
I mean, it has multiple applications. But that's a great there's so much peer pressure to hook up with groupies on the road. What was I supposed to do?
Am I supposed to not bang the groupies? Am I supposed to just be loyal to my girlfriend?
Am I supposed to not do that?
Am I supposed to just honor the mother of my child? Or am I supposed to go out there and get what I can get?
Listen, there's all kinds of mechanisms that make relationships work. And if these two can figure it out for that kid, more power to them.
Maybe they'll be closer because of it.
Maybe so.
Sometimes you hear about stories like that where there's some problems and then they work through the problems and they get closer than ever.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm not lying.
Everything's great when things are easy. It's the hard stuff that's,
And nothing's easier than an NBA groupie.
Yeah, that's right. When you got road beef.
The only thing hard about it is turning it down.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Boy, people are still loving that cornhole lady from yesterday. There was a brawl at a cornhole tournament in Georgia, and this lady gets on the mic. These guys had to have been drunk, and she's like, "Cut the crap!
This is stupid.
This is ridiculous.
We're adults.
This is stupid.
This is stupid."
Stop it right now! We will stop this tournament! This is stupid! This is absolutely ridiculous!
I like the woo.
Woo! This is absolutely ridiculous! I will not cut the crap.
Cut the crap!
Mm-hmm. Can't you just imagine her saying this with her hand on her hip? Like, this is absolutely ridiculous!
This is absolutely ridiculous!
Mm-hmm. If her voice sounds familiar, by the way, this is not the first time that she has been on
Viral?
live. No, it's not the first time that she's cut into something.
This is absolutely ridiculous.
She was in this too.
I can't breathe. Stupid. Cut the crap.
Yeah, cut the crap, grape lady.
Yeah, just breathe.
It's your fault for
You
not
know how to
watching where you're
breathe?
going.
This is absolutely ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
So articulate.
Did she get into any other situations?
No, I'm
okay.
afraid she didn't. No.
Maybe from like David after the dentist.
Well, she was in the audience when Phil Davison was running for
Oh,
office.
yeah?
Oh, yeah.
I'm
And
really excited for. I never noticed because I'm so focused on what he's saying.
I know.
Drastic times require what?
Cut the crap.
Drastic measures, yes! Who said that?
Cut the crap.
That's not what she said.
Yeah.
She didn't say drastic measures.
Not really paying
I have
attention.
been a Republican in times good, and I have been a Republican in times bad!
This is absolutely ridiculous.
Cleveland 911 police ambulance to fire. Yeah, hey bro, I'm at 2207 Seymour, West 25th. Hey, check this out. I just came from McDonald's, right? So I'm on my porch eating my little food, right? This broad is trying to break out the fucking house next door to me. So there's a bunch of people on the street right now, and so we like, well, what's wrong with you? What's the problem? She like, this motherfucker done kidnapped me and my daughter, and we've been in this bitch. She say her name is Linda Berry or some shit. I don't know who the that is.
Cut the crap.
Don't speak that way to Charles Ramsey. Who do you think you are?
Is he still over there? He's still over
I don't know
there?
about that, but I think it's been 5 years since they pulled those girls out. Like
Yeah.
they're kind of making the rounds again or something. But yeah, 5 years. Jesus, time
Goes
flies.
by. Yeah.
Really does. I was reading a thing that said people who still, because they tore that whole house down, and I think the one next to it, and they made a park or something. But they're like, people on Seymour Avenue are still dealing with people.
They're like are looky-loos.
Looky-loos,
Yeah.
driving by. Hey, that's where the house was. It's not even there anymore.
I had an Uber driver take me down Seymour just because he missed a turn or whatever.
Yeah.
And it just felt weird to go down it. Like, just to go down it, even though I was just rerouting.
Yep.
But it's just strange. It doesn't feel real.
I think I went down the street like the week it happened because we were still living in Ohio City. So it was literally across the expressway.
Mm-hmm.
And CNN, all the media was still there. And I think when it all calmed down, I went over there again before they had torn the houses down. But I haven't been over there since. I haven't seen the park or anything.
Yeah, it was
Because
dark.
why? Like, it's not, again, it's not like the house is still there, you know. That's where it all happened. Morbid curiosity.
Very morbid. I like it.
But yeah, 5 years since they got those girls. Ariel Castro, of course, long gone.
Oh, yeah, because he hung himself in jail, right?
Killed himself, yeah. Mm-hmm. Good riddance. Hey, Bill.
Hey, Al. Hate the show.
What's going on, Bill?
Hi, the other Bill.
Hi.
Just wanted to briefly tell you on the NBA, and I know you read a lot of news, Al. The El Chapo drug cartel is heavily in Northeast Ohio now, and I'm not kidding you. They caught a bunch of the drug cartel sitting courtside watching the playoff games. You know, those seats are like
at the queue.
$8,000. Yeah, like $8,000. Just came out today. You know, real, not Fox News. You know, real news source. So, my point was, you were kind of talking about NBA. Not everyone can afford these $10,000 seats. So, you know,
look
there's big
into
money out there, and the queue isn't screening. If you got $10,000, you get to sit courtside.
The Sinaloa cartel, that was the one that El Chapo was running.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that was the name of it.
So these are not like nickel and dime dudes. That's a big deal, that cartel.
No, these are some major league dudes that are, and not to get too serious on the funny Alan Cox Show, but
allegedly
they're really embedded in Northeast Ohio. And part I found funny was they did a sting for whatever, undercover for like 15 days. And they got photos of them sitting courtside, like as close as you can get to LeBron without, sitting next to him.
Did they look suspect though? Like, were they wearing suits, or like did they look like they didn't belong there?
They're not wearing. They don't look like they came from, CEO of iHeart or something. These guys are.
Yeah, right. No, they said that they're like.
So there weren't tears running down their face.
And these aren't street guys. These are like
No. Yeah, these are high level guys. But when you got that kind of cash, that you got so much cash, you can burn it smoking your cigars to light your cigars. I mean, I'm not kidding you. They're sitting right at courtside. So
well, I question.
A 3-year-long DEA investigation called Operation Loaded Deck. They said the Sinaloa cartel is very embedded in Northeast Ohio. They found a stash house in Maple Heights. They found another one on the west side, 29 kilos of coke, 8 kilos of heroin, fentanyl, pot, 350 grand, guns, vehicles, and dozens of cell phones.
Damn.
And then, look at that. LeBron's getting another assist.
That's right.
That's how good he is at basketball, that he's not only setting records and stuff like that, he's cleaned up the streets because he's so good at basketball.
But read down a little farther, Alan. It says they were even seen attending Cleveland Cavs games courtside.
Hiding in plain sight, taking in a Cavaliers game courtside.
Unfortunately, this is the world. If you got the money, you can.
Well, that's always been the world.
I question anyone who sits courtside that actually pays for their seats, because if you're a big shot, like if you own a team or something like that, you're not paying for that seat. If you're a celebrity, you're not paying for that seat. So the only people that are really paying for those seats are.
Pound Cake. That's a great point. Actually, you don't get enough credit, but when
he gets more credit than
corporations and stuff leave Cleveland, the one thing that gets hit is the front row seats and the courtside suites, because there's no corporate money buying those.
Exactly. Bill, I'll tell you what, the first thing that came to my mind, this is great news for our brand new Latino list.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Sinaloa cartel is going to be all up and down this thing. Although they sent 19 people to federal prison, so that's 19.
How many?
That's 19 fewer people that are going to be on this list, but nevertheless, they're pretty good at avoiding lists.
I guess I better end my call before the cartel figures out, that I called your show.
Yeah, next time use a different name, please.
Yeah, use it. It might be his name might be Juan, but he's going by Bill.
Yeah, but then my name's Bill, and then all of a sudden they'll be like, "Oh, Bill, that was on the radio show." I'm like, "What? No, it's a different Bill.
Not me.
I'm not the snitch."
Right.
My new radio name will be Carl.
Okay, good. Carl
thank you,
in
Carl.
Lakewood, right? Thank you, Carl. There's Carl getting us hip to the deeply embedded Sinaloa cartel in Northeast Ohio. Wow.
For real though, you don't question.
That's not
that,
like
though?
Jim's cartel. That's a big one.
Jim's cartel.
You know what I mean? Like, there's all kinds of people complain about MS-13 and all that kind of stuff, but it's the Midwest has always been. It's the crossroads of America.
Ohio
right?
River, all that. It's the gateway to everywhere. But like, I look at that stuff. If I don't know you and you're sitting courtside, I always think something shady is going down, because CEOs.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people I don't recognize sitting courtside.
But
I mean, unless there's a big celebrity, I don't know who's sitting there. I figure it's like CEOs and crap.
But people who pay for their seats, I always think they're like in the mob or have some ties, because if you are a CEO of a big company here in Cleveland, you're known. Chances are you've done business with somebody with the Cavs. Like there's networking involved where you wouldn't have to pay for $10,000 for a seat. That's ridiculous.
There's a guy that sits courtside all the time that pretty much every game that's on TV, like especially national TV, someone will tweet us and be like, "Hey, is that Alan?" And it's some dude that like owns a corporation around here. He's got longer hair.
All right.
I guarantee you he does not pay for that seat.
I bet he does.
Listen, everybody pays for something, one way or the other. They're not handing off courtside seats for free.
Well, when you say courtside, it's a statement. So they want to see Beyonce and Jay-Z at your game. You want to see,
I still think they pay.
If those are celebrities. But
Mark Cuban are though.
Right, but if somebody, what I'm saying is they're in business to make money.
Mm-hmm.
So if there's a courtside seat and somebody goes, "Hey, can I have that for free?" No, this guy's going to pay me for it.
No, because
nobody's going to go to a Cavs game because Jay-Z is sitting there.
That's not true.
They're going to go because LeBron James is playing on the team. If it was the Memphis Grizzlies or something, yeah, but is anybody going to buy tickets to a game in the nosebleeds in Loudville because Jay-Z is a mile away from you?
When LeBron left,
you're going to see it on Twitter anyway.
There were Cavs players, or there were Browns players like Joe Hayden would go to games all the time. The arena wasn't full because he was going to those games. I know he's not Jay-Z
The
level,
arena wasn't full at all.
Yeah, exactly. Like people,
even with Joe
people
Hayden,
are like, "Oh, I'm excited to see Joe Hayden sit courtside." Like it's not. People aren't going to go to the game unless it's a good team.
But it's just the environment. Just like when you walk out of a nightclub, everyone wants to be seen at that club because this celebrity has been there. This is the place to be. This is the thing to do. And so by you being there, the pictures will be taken of you, and therefore it's free promotion. So I mean, it's.
No, I understand. I understand what you're saying,
So
but
it's
I
worth
still
more
think
than $10,000. I'm saying, and if
Yeah.
a CEO does that, I'm saying, yeah, he
I
paid
think
for
what
it in
they
some
do-
way, business dealings, but
I
not
think
the seat.
Jay-Z and Beyonce going to Cavs games makes the value of those seats go up, so that cartel members are the only ones that can afford it.
Right.
And also, it's only good for promotion if people know who you are. If you're a CEO who bought expensive courtside seats, but people don't know who you are, that's not going to do anything for your business. Nobody knows who you are. Half the people tweeting us think it's me. I'm like, I ain't paying for no courtside seats.
Could you?
Hell no.
Maybe once.
Probably, yeah.
You get one seat, we all share it.
All right, I call the first quarter and the fourth quarter.
Oh man.
No, we all sit on top of each other.
We're gonna just take turns.
No, I used to share. We had like a timeshare, a handful of us for Pirates season tickets when I lived in Pittsburgh. But they were in those death seats along the third baseline.
Oh
you
yeah,
know?
where you get hit by a foul ball, you're done for.
You got to wear a helmet
Yeah.
the whole time. Yeah. All right, our friend Brian Kenny is, as the kids say, in the house. He's headlining the Funny Stop this weekend with our friend Mary Santora. So we'll catch up with him in a bit. 35192. If you want to text, I'll have those Coheed and Cambria tickets for you, too, when we get back.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS. And everywhere you go on our free iHeartRadio app.
Yeah. How old's your kid now?
Which one?
Well, you did what Jersey Mike's?
Oh, he's 21, man.
21?
Yeah, he's my co-host on the show.
But you've got three
kids. Yeah. He's my. You know, the last time he was here with me, did I tell you he saw someone get shot?
No.
Oh, dude, I gotta tell you the
Shot
story.
in Cleveland?
What? So
Yeah.
we're down at that hotel that looks like the Titanic. You know,
Okay.
right
Yeah.
down on the Pickwick Alley there. Like at the end of the alley, there's that huge, beautiful hotel.
Okay.
Renaissance, I
The
think?
Galleria might be.
Yeah,
Galleria.
Galleria.
And so we
That's
were
the arcade.
Yeah, we're staying there, and right below our window, you know, next to the bowling alley there's a place where you can get some tacos and quesadillas, and so we're in the room, and I said I want some quesadillas, and he said I'm going to go down and get some. I said great, and so I'm laying in bed, and maybe 3-4 minutes later I hear pop 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 pop. That's the one. Yeah, and I was like, oh no, was that a cash register?
AK.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to monetize them gunshots,
Can you tell
son.
I'm Jewish? I was like, is that a cash? Yeah, that's a quick cash register right there.
Someone's having a good day. A lot of sales. That's what I like to hear.
He goes down. I hear the gunshots, and I'm like,
Because you heard it sounded closer to you than you were comfortable. If it had been way off in the distance, you wouldn't have been worried.
I knew I was on the 5th floor, and I knew I could see where.
Okay.
Right beneath the window. That's where the gunshots are coming from.
Oh, right there.
I can hear the
Okay.
gunshots are right beneath the window, which is where he's getting the food.
Gotcha.
And so I'm freaking out, obviously.
I told you not to go to the gunshot cafe.
Yeah, right. And I go to the window and I pull back the blinds, and I see a body in the alley.
Yeah.
And it's not.
Really?
Yeah. And it's not my son. And I call. She'd been shot in the leg or something.
Okay.
And I call my son. I go, hey. And he goes, hey. I go, well, you got to come. What's going on? He goes, I saw someone get shot. I go, I know, man. I said, you got to come back up here. And he goes, well, I'm waiting for the food, right? And I said, what? And I go, Jacob, someone got shot. He goes, yeah, but I don't think they're going to come back and shoot her
Yeah,
again.
they're not hanging around. Yeah.
He said they ran off. They're not coming back.
Sure.
And
He's a smart kid.
He said, plus, everybody else left, so the owner of the place said I could have everyone's food. So he came up into the room. He had like 10 bags of Mexican food.
Nice.
He's like, I was a little high, so I was like, good choice.
Yeah,
There.
sure,
Good idea. But it was...
Got the shotgun buffet. Good for you.
It was crazy.
Did you break our chair?
Wow.
Yeah, I was looking. Did you see this?
Yeah, I see that. Hey, we got to do a new YouTube.
We were talking before about how difficult it is to get jobs or difficult for employers to find people. And I got a bunch, when we went to break, I got a ton of texts from people who were like, you would not believe how hard it is to find people. So it's not a matter of there not being jobs. Lots of jobs. Real hard to find people. Even
that are qualified.
Well, not even qualified. That's the thing. Not even qualified. Obviously, if there's certain jobs for which you have to have a certain level of education or experience or whatever. But I'm talking about people who are like, I run a landscaping company and I can't find people because they have drug charges or assault or, you know what I mean?
They don't show up to work.
Or they're Donnie. Donnie, how many times has Donnie that calls in, our former intern, said he got a new job and he's working landscaping? and then he's flipping his truck.
Something. Listen, it's not hard to, all things being equal, mind you, it's not hard to keep a job. But some people are saying it's hard to find people to take those jobs. Keeping that in mind.
That's what my dad struggles with. He's got more work than he can handle right now, and it's hard to get people that want to go and do that physical labor.
But he doesn't want to get Mexicans to do it, does he?
No, because he doesn't want...
You don't need the government breathing down your back.
Yeah, he just follows the laws. That's why he doesn't.
I didn't say illegal. There you go, being racist.
Well, you
just said Mexicans. That implies people who work for cheap, which makes them illegals.
Yes,
that's on you, not on
you. You said Americans. That's different.
You didn't say legal Mexicans. You said Mexicans.
I just said Mexicans.
Well,
right.
Legal Mexicans
aren't going
to be any cheaper.
I said Mexicans, it's their culture. They seem to be very hardworking individuals.
He would hire them if he could. If they're legal. He'd give them, but there's not a lot of legal Mexicans up here looking for work.
Yeah, Poundcake, what are you talking about?
He was just trying to be a douche.
I know he is. He's trying to be controversial. He's still working at it. You were implying illegal Mexicans because they'd work for cheap.
No.
Yeah. No, I wasn't.
That face, though.
A woman in Denver was supposed to get drug tested for a job, and she went to microwave her pee sample because it was from someone else. Ooh. She went to microwave it in a 7-Eleven microwave. It got too hot and exploded. And she got in trouble for ruining the microwave. Obviously, she's not going to get it. Listen, if you are to the point where you're using someone else's pee, you're probably not going to get that job. You've probably missed a couple of
here's
ambition off-ramps in your life.
It's one thing to use someone else's pee. If you don't have your own microwave to warm it up, that's probably...
She's trying to get the job to buy the microwave.
But you get compression pants, and you get a little slot in there, and you keep it close to
you get the sriracha pants we were talking about yesterday.
Right, the yoga pants, the crotchless yoga pants.
You keep the sack close to your private area, and it stays warm. It gets your body heat. But I'm not saying I know for a friend.
I bet. You sound like you knew what you were talking about. I was going to take you at your word. I bet this woman didn't even do an iota of research as to how long you would microwave pee to imitate body temperature.
Right. I think if you're going to microwave pee, you want to do it in bursts. You don't want to do it all at once.
Right. You don't put it in for 5 minutes.
Yeah. And just wait for it to boil.
Stupid. So stupid.
And then you're going to evaporate a bunch of your pee anyway because it's going to be too hot. See, people, this is why she doesn't have a job in the first place.
That's right. Here's a nurse explaining why this is all a bad idea.
I think it's a little dicey putting urine in the microwave for a number of reasons. The first being, obviously, why are you putting the urine in the microwave? One plausible explanation would be that maybe they have a urine test that is coming up. I think it's probably important for folks to know that it's actually pretty easy to pick up a urine drug screen that has been changed.
I know that my piss is stronger than yours.
Mm-hmm. Listen, as the only one of us who has consumed urine, okay? I had to drink a shot of my own pee.
On the show.
I'm sorry. Whatever Bill does in the privacy of his own home.
Hey, I'm not talking about me.
Pound cake?
I've lived.
Have you drank pee?
I'm not drinking it, no. I've never consumed
All right, dranking it. Did you say dranking it?
Drank
I've never
it.
dranking it. This is a guy with a minor English, by the way, from the University of Akron. I bet that they...
Wait, what? What was that word?
I bet every time he mentions that he went to the University of Akron, the people who run that school are like, please stop saying that.
You're actually wrong.
Please.
Do you... Because you were talking
How do
to
you know
someone.
that I'm wrong?
Because they asked me to come speak.
That doesn't matter. That means they need a warm body to talk to some students. Hey, have you guys ever drank and pee? Are you going to be in an outroar if you see me drinking some pee? Just take it with a grain of rice. Oh, this kid.
But you were telling me...
But I drank my own pee for polar blast punishments.
Right.
And so it was fresh out the tap.
Well, Poundcake was just showing me some text messages he had back and forth with a fella, and he immediately jumped to water sports.
Oh, I forgot about that.
The guy did?
Oh,
Yeah.
my gosh, yeah.
Like the third thing he said was...
But it was an accident. It was an accident. He didn't mean to type it.
No, he meant to type it.
No, I honestly think he sent it as an accident because my phone does that too. Your phone never forgets.
Serious lawyers for serious injuries. Call 1-800-ELK, Ohio. A crash on the Interbelt southbound before Chester, adding to your slowdowns getting out of downtown. Backups begin at East 55th. Your stop and go on 271 southbound Chagrin down to Rockside and 40 westbound Heavy from Warrensville Center to Lee, and again from West 150th over to 71. I'm Faith in the Traffic Center.
This report is brought to you by Boston Market. The rotisserie experts at Boston Market bring you another rotisserie expertise. Introducing the USDA Choice Prime Rib Meal with any 2 sides and fresh baked cornbread. Available any Wednesday, Friday, or Sunday after 5 p.m. at Boston Market.
Say my name.
Alexa.
Oh, yeah. Say my name.
Damn, girl. Alexa.
Say it.
Alexa, play WMMS on iHeartRadio.
It's time to give stuff away.
I want to go see Coheed in Cambria. Their triumphant return to Northeast Ohio. We'll put them at Jacobs Pavilion at Nautica on Sunday, July the 29th. LiveNation.com if you want to buy tickets, want more info on the show. I'm not sure who's in the supporting role there, but they're probably pretty good too. 2 for Coheed for caller number 14. Good luck. 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
Quick, pick your favorite social medium. Now try a large. Yeah, that looks way better on you.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS.
All right, XL.
35192, you want to give me a text? Our friend Brian Kenny is back in the room.
Yes, sir.
He is an alum of the Alan Cox Show Comedy Tour. Did you do it last year?
Not last year.
Year before.
I'm a two-time alum.
You are a two-timer. And he and Mary Santora, who is part of this year's Comedy Tour, she's returning as well. Brian and Mary are co-headlining at the Funny Stop in Cuyahoga Falls this weekend. Very exciting. Mary was here on Monday. We talked to her a little bit about it. Now, if you haven't had the distinct pleasure of seeing a live Brian Kenny show, you might not know that much about him, in which case you could go directly to funnystop.com and find out that he has beautiful blue eyes.
Oh, yeah.
The traps of a god.
Maybe not as much now, but like when I wrote that, yeah, a little bit more.
And the beard game on point.
Oh, yeah.
Still. Yeah. How are you?
Still missing that one spot, though.
Hey, it adds character.
Is it patchy? Is that what it is?
I got like right here in the middle. I got like
but that looks by design almost. So
it
that
looks
doesn't
like
grow?
I shave a reverse soul patch into my face.
Yeah, why not? Everybody's doing weird crap with their beard, so you could just go, I do this. This is what I do.
I would rather not be looked at as the guy shaving the reverse soul patch because it's just right there in the middle. That's it. Everything else, I'm a big fan of.
You could make it a strip, and then you could have two giant Wolverine chops almost coming together. You could do that.
I could do that.
You could do whatever you want. You know?
Market myself as that guy.
That's right.
Yeah.
So,
I could play bass in a Metallica cover band. Any of these options are all viable.
There's no shortage of those.
Also, I'd like to make it clear that I'm headlining at the Funny Stop this weekend. Mary is co-headlining at the Funny Stop
Is that how it is?
Oh, yeah.
She's your co-headliner.
Yeah, she's the co-headliner. I'm the headliner. It's like an assistant to the regional manager from the office.
Listen,
but
Alan's the host. I'm the co-host.
Yeah,
I think by definition that you're equal as co-headliners.
Yeah,
right?
he's just being a douche.
I'm just being a douche.
Well, that's no fun.
Also, before I forget to do this, like the stoner idiot that I am, free tickets to the Funny Stop tonight. The first 15 people that call, get your pens ready. The first 15 people that call 330-923-4700. Just call, drop my name, and you get free tickets. Everybody else, drop my name, make reservations, 2 for 1.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Man.
I would have totally
Two
ran
shows
out of here
tonight? Are there two shows?
7:30 and 9:30.
7:30 and 9:30.
And then 2 more tomorrow even.
And did you guys have a show last night? Thursday night show?
We did have a show last night.
I think I saw a bit of it on Bill's Insta story.
We got strange.
How did it go?
A lot of full frontal nudity.
From
full
you, I hope.
rear nudity. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. A lot of D, not a lot of B-hole?
Oh, so much B-hole. It's... If I had done one less showing of the B-hole, people would have been like, that's too much B-hole. But I did enough to bring it around full circle.
Okay.
So everybody
good
left
pun,
fulfilled.
full circle.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, good. That's what you want.
Is that where a perfect circle got their name?
Yes.
It's a butthole joke?
It's a butthole
It's something.
Perfect,
It's
yeah.
always a butthole
Perfect.
joke.
Everything is.
Yeah. So how's Mother's Day on Sunday? You have big plans for Mother Kenny? I assume you call her Mother Kenny.
I'm going to slip her some ecstasy and let her enjoy herself.
To see what comes of it?
Yeah, we'll just see what happens.
Yeah.
She'll she'll be sitting there screaming at the Indians and then screaming at the Cavs. She's a very, very passionate Cleveland sports fan.
Right. Oh, the team. You don't have Native Americans in the neighborhood.
No, I mean, not Native Americans, but like I don't want to make
Indians.
Yeah, India.
Oh, I
Indians.
gotcha. Dot, not feather.
I didn't want to say it with my words.
It's all right.
But
you're
the host of the show. Yeah. Clean that one up.
So, are your parents pretty straight, or is your mom someone to whom you could potentially slip ecstasy and see what happens? Are the Kenny parents cool?
I think they're straight and not like a beard kind of situation.
Well, your dad's got to keep things straight because his dad, he doesn't like to talk about it.
Is he a professional?
I'll talk about it.
He just likes to. Well, your dad doesn't like to talk about it, but his dad likes to drown people.
Okay.
he drowns people. It's this whole thing where there's something about seeing someone take that last breath of air and then like their life just
pretty hot
leaving them.
Just watch those eyes burn out. Is what you're saying.
He's really into that. And
he's not ashamed of it. He'll just tell everybody he should be in jail. He should be.
Okay.
He's told some stories where he saved a couple people, but that's not the whole story.
My dad saw 2 people drown before the age of like 15.
Your dad's
now
like the
he's a
Ted
serial
Kennedy
killer.
of your family, then, more or less. He saw 2 people drown.
Yeah.
And he did nothing to save them.
I mean, the one guy was just kind of swimming laps and then got taken by the undertow. They were like at the lake.
Okay.
And then another girl, like they were at like a rooftop pool. And him and his brother was swimming.
Somebody drowned in a rooftop pool.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they like at an old hotel. I think it was in Canada, if I'm not mistaken. And some girl
out of our jurisdiction. Very smart, very clever. That Cleveland drowner.
And a girl jumped in. Her brother was like teasing her, and then like they were gonna jump in and try and get her, but the brother's like, "Don't you touch her," and then she died.
And your dad has been witness to 2 drownings
that we know about.
That we know about.
Yeah, right. Yeah, there could be more.
Now, are these stories
0 convictions? Rock and roll.
Are these stories that do well at cocktail parties, or are these things you had to pry out of him?
No, they were just guys growing up. I heard these stories.
Yeah.
These were all like cautionary tales. Like
he always
don't
tells
be an
these
idiot in
stories
the
as
water.
he looks into a fireplace that's burning.
I've seen 2 people drown.
He doesn't make eye contact with anybody. Everything gets real quiet and still. There's like a cold, just the coldness sets into the room.
He's got 2 fingers of Glenlivet, and he's just staring into the fire.
There's just a reverence for it.
He's not a Scotchman. He's a cider man. I'll have you know.
He's a cider man.
He's a cider man.
All right.
Gluten free.
I saw 2 men drown. One was a woman, one was a man. Now, did he tell you these as a young man to try to get you to kind of straighten up and fly right? Like, hey, son, I saw 2 people drown, and I didn't do anything to help them. Do you think I'm going to help you?
So if you're drowning, you better find someone else to help you. Try and teach you life lessons.
That was how I learned how to swim. He goes, I watched
paddle.
2 people drown. I don't care about anything anymore. And they threw me in the water. Sink or swim.
Yeah. I will watch a 3rd person drown if I have to. That'll teach you a lesson.
I can always make another Brian.
Yeah. Those are good stories to have, though. I like those. I don't know anything about my dad before he married my mom, and I'm desperate to know. I'm desperate to know. I don't know anything about his family because he's estranged from all his siblings. I just know nothing. I'm almost, the older I get, I'm obsessed with my dad's side of the family. I've never met them. I met my paternal grandmother once when I was a kid, but I barely remember it.
Man.
So
I know too much.
His dad died when my dad was real young, and his mom remarried a guy that was real old, and so obviously we didn't really know him because he was, when my dad was young. Not to get off on a tangent here, but I'm obsessed with my dad's side of the family. Don't know anything about
it's all overrated.
Well, yeah, but it's easy to say when Dad's got a couple of drownings in the back pocket.
I'd sit down with him and his friends, and he always kind of like sold himself as pretty straight laced, but also like had his wild times. And he'll say things like I don't understand how people can drink so much that they don't remember what happened. And I'm sitting there going, that's a big part of things. Like, are you sure you actually drank? And then you sit down with him and his friends, and they're like, yeah. Bucky used to end up on the top of the roof with a bullwhip every Friday. And that's
Bucky's
true.
your dad?
I'm not making. No, my dad's John, but
right.
Bucky was one of his friends.
Okay.
There was a bar that had a bullwhip over the bar.
Right.
And he'd sneak up onto the roof and just be going, ha! Whipping, cracking the whip until the cops came.
Those are
it's
good
like a regular
stories,
thing
though.
they do, yeah.
Yeah.
So I can never peg my dad. I didn't know if he really was super wild or if he was as straight laced as he comes.
Because he didn't
now.
want you to get any ideas.
I mean, I got a few ideas on my own.
Okay. Does your mom have any? Has your mom ever seen anyone shot? Any murder stories in your mom's past? Any
No
accidental
murders.
deaths?
No, she's just a nice lady.
Yeah. All right. But
Yeah.
something
Very sweet. You have very, very sweet parents.
They're nice people, yeah.
But something drew her to your dad.
He almost
It's the
drowned her,
drownings,
and
yeah.
then he brought her back and gave her mouth to mouth. He just brought her back, and then it was like the drowned god in Game of Thrones.
It's like, oh, you're the one.
Yeah.
You survived.
Absolutely.
You're the one for me.
It could have been 3. I'm going to keep it at 2. I'm going to cap it at 2.
Tale as old as time.
Yeah. Nobody told me not to go in and get you, so here we are. We got to figure this out. Well, because it's very difficult, and then it's maybe easier to do as you get older, but it's difficult to see your parents as people. Because when you're a kid, they're just authority figures. When you get older and you start having your own weirdness in your life, you go, oh, now I can kind of see why my parents did this. It's
Yeah.
easier to comprehend that your dad might have been on a roof with Bucky cracking a whip.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Might have been fun to think about that.
It's certainly. I know. Like I see his friends, and I get to know his friends, and I hear their stories.
Right.
He was friends with a bunch of maniacs. They were crazy people. A couple of them ended up in jail, and
Yeah, like all my dad's army buddies are dead. So maybe my dad's the common thread here. Maybe they're all dead because of, I don't know.
maybe he's killing people. Maybe we have that in common.
Maybe he's an assassin. Maybe my dad and your dad should have a conversation.
Or at least some sort of fun thriller movie.
Right. Thriller movie.
A buddy serial killer movie.
Yeah, why not?
Get Bucky in there and I don't know.
Let me tell you about my best friend.
Brian Kenny and Mary Santora are at Funny Stop in Cuyahoga Falls. Tonight for 2 shows, tomorrow for 2 shows, and then it's Mother's Day Sunday. Will you be taking Mom to brunch or anything?
No.
Nothing.
I will do yard work, and we will watch the games, and then we'll eat dinner.
Indians and Cavs.
I'll get her a little something. I'll get her a card and some stuff. But
some stuff.
That's about as far as it goes.
Okay.
Nothing crazy.
Nothing crazy.
You have siblings, yeah?
Yes.
And
my sister's actually going to be in town. She's my sister's an Air Force lawyer. So she's been in.
She a JAG? What is
she's a JAG.
She's a lawyer AF.
JAG officer.
Right.
It took her until like 6 months in to realize that Jag off was in her title.
Right. OFF period. Yeah.
That's my sister, but she's coming in. She's been taking
she's
a class in
book smart.
Virginia. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Very book smart. And she's going to be deployed to Kuwait.
Wow.
Yeah, she'll be there for 2 years.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a lot of dummies that are doing legal work for the Air
Right.
Force, really, yeah.
Well, I mean, but she didn't pick up on the whole jag-off thing, so.
Yeah.
Because she's serious about it. She's deadly serious.
She's getting better. She's working on the street smarts.
I just was at the Air Force Museum. That was really cool.
Yeah?
Yeah. They didn't have a lawyer section, but
No.
it was,
There was a library you could go
yeah,
into.
but have you seen Catherine Bell? The JAG officers have gotten their
she's
due.
foxy.
Yeah.
Not so much anymore, but she was when I was on.
Really? Not anymore?
Don't Google
I
her
haven't seen
now.
it.
Don't
I'm
Google
going to do
her
that as
now.
soon as I get out of here.
Don't Google her now.
As soon as we got out.
So she's going to Kuwait as a legal person?
Well,
or
I
she's
mean-
still enlisted?
Oh no,
as-
she's. I mean, you're not enlisted when you're an officer,
Right.
So she walked in as a captain in the
I
Air
see.
Force. Like, well, as soon as she completed JAG training, she
Okay.
then since then, and she's 32 years old. She's been promoted to major.
Wow.
In the Air Force, so she Major Payne, Major Dad. She holds the same.
she's a
rank.
major jag-off.
Oh yeah, Major Jag off.
So what's JAG training? Like mock trials and stuff? Or
I mean, like
I
she,
thought that
right
was
now
called law
she's
school.
taking.
Mock trial with Judge Reinhold.
Yeah. My name is Judge. So she's going to Kuwait.
Mm-hmm. She'll be working with the United States ambassador over there, and she'll the U.S. embassy over there is going to be her office for the next 2 years.
So we still have ambassadors.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Heavy on
I was
the
unclear.
acidors.
Yeah. Heavy on the acidors. Yeah. Wow. Has she been over there before? She's familiar with Kuwait?
Has not Kuwait. She was stationed in Qatar.
Qatar,
however you
yeah,
wanna say it,
okay.
yeah.
They keep changing it, like
Yeah.
Halley's Comet. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, but she keeps going at least to relatively safe areas. They're rich oil cities. They just look at her and don't like her because she is a woman. But other than that, she apparently there's a Johnny Rockets where she's going. It's
Oh, okay.
a whole bunch of American stuff. She'll make do.
It's a guy named Johnny who just fires rockets. It's not a hamburger shot.
Yeah, it's that kind of Johnny Rockets.
This is Johnny Rocket. He's our friend. He's going to be part of our security detail. Lawrence Silverman is the U.S. ambassador to Kuwait.
Ooh, Larry.
So Larry Silverman and your sister are going to be hanging out. And he looks like a real party animal, too. So congratulations to him and your sister.
I think last time Brian was here, he was a single man, but he's got a girlfriend now.
Yeah, I got a girlfriend now. She's a big fan of the show, as a matter of fact.
Hold that thought. That's what we call a cliffhanger.
Snap.
I got to give away some money.
Okay.
$1,000 here for you to win. We do it once an hour. Good luck.
Your shot at $1,000. Now, text the keyword WIN to 200-200. You'll get a text confirming entry plus iHeartRadio info. Standard data and message rates apply. That's WIN to 200-200.
Good luck from WMMS.
I'm glad Bill brought it up because that's a fault in my conversations with you, because I so associate you with being a lone wolf that it would not have even occurred to me to ask you about a girlfriend.
I thought we were giving stuff away.
I just did.
You did it. It's real quick, dude.
Real quick. I don't even think about. I didn't even ask about a girl because you're such a lone wolf that I'm glad Bill brought it up.
Just howling and prowling.
I just remember there was some blonde girl years back.
There's been a couple blonde blondes like me.
Yeah,
they're like, I wouldn't say that that's my type, but I'm their type.
You attract blondes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Who's the new girl?
The new girl.
Newish.
We've been talking since early December.
Okay.
And then
just in time for Christmas.
Mm-hmm. Did not get each other gifts, so that was
Nor
nice.
should you.
Still so new.
Yep.
That's the beauty of it.
Silly.
I did have to get her something for Valentine's Day.
Okay.
We've been exclusive since beginning of February.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
That's how she timed it out.
Mm-hmm.
Just in time for and where is this? What's this young lady do?
She is a student at Cleveland State studying chemistry, and she is a server at Forage in Lakewood.
Okay, so she sounds very smart.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot of fun.
You are a graduate student yourself, or you have a graduate degree.
I think that's all dissolved at this point. I think it's just gone. It's a use it or lose it kind of situation.
Right. It's debris by the roadside of your life.
Yeah, I honestly, I don't even read that much about current events anymore, so I think I've lost all the knowledge that I had accrued.
Okay.
Still owe the money, but I have lost all the knowledge. But
sure.
It's fun because she's 22, and it's fun to have my girlfriend come home and complain about her math homework.
Oh no, I've got a paper due.
Yeah. But
it's calculus 3 though.
Yeah,
sure.
Further than I ever got. What?
I didn't even take pre-calc. I'm not even
100.
Yeah, 29. Yeah. I'm not 100% sure what calculus is. So.
And I imagine she could tell you.
Probably. She could try at least. I don't know if my brain can wrap around that.
Okay.
Math was, even with the master's degree, math was always, like even accounting. You should totally be able to do accounting as long as you can read numbers.
Yeah.
And I could not. I think I just go cross-eyed. I'm horrible.
So you never did Diffie-Q or any of those advanced math classes? Or?
Nope.
Okay.
Mm-mm. I had to go and humanize myself in front of the professors to have them pass me.
What did that entail?
Remember that
getting
full
on your
rear
knees
nudity I was talking about earlier?
Yeah.
More that you can see at the Funny Stop tonight and tomorrow, 7:30, 9:30 each night.
Yeah.
But no, it more or less was me going in there and making up sob stories and just kind of putting a face to the failing grade.
Give us a sob story. Like, give us one that you would say, if like you're gonna fail, what would you say?
I'm the product of a father who saw 2 people drown and never did anything about it.
Honestly, the one thing that I will swear by in life, and it was sort of an issue at the time, but if you go in and you talk about having stomach problems and diarrhea, nobody's asking questions. And I've lived by those words, and
But aren't they used
to die
to
by the diarrhea sword?
Aren't they used to people telling them that they've got stomach issues, though? At that point, it seems like such a common malady.
Time.
Really,
a buddy of mine in college.
Diarrhea would get you out of academic responsibilities.
Mm-hmm.
Diarrhea would.
They wouldn't just sell it with the face.
They wouldn't just go take some Imodium and get your test done.
I did take Imodium. I'd show them the Imodium in my pocket. I did used to have Imodium in my pocket at all times.
Sure.
My stomach was in really bad shape for
in
a
case
long
of
time.
emergency, break glass.
Oh, yeah. My one buddy, though, in college, his plan A, because he had to do this paper and then he was supposed to take a test the next day. His plan A was to buy Ipecac.
Oh.
Take that right before he walked into the professor's office and just hurl all over the place.
See, what I did in college, I had quite a different approach.
Mm-hmm.
What I did was I would study and prepare.
Lame.
It was
So
crazy.
And that's why we don't want to hear your stories.
I would write.
I want to hear about the guy that puked his way to an A.
Like
or
you were
pooped his
talking
way
about.
to
My
an A.
stories are
Yeah.
pretty lame.
Like you were talking about earlier, the THC content in weed was much lower back then, and the
Right.
drugs weren't nearly as fun. So I can see how somebody would just study over all the alternatives.
Yeah.
But what happened to him was he took it too early. He had to go into the bathroom, let everything out. Then he walks into the professor's office, finds out she's out sick, and the test got moved.
Oh, no. Hoisted by his own petard. Oh, the best laid plans of mice and men. Well, it's always good to see you, buddy.
Likewise.
Yep. All right, Brian Kenny is headlining at the Funny Stop with Mary Santora doing some stuff in there, too. In Cuyahoga Falls, 2 shows tonight, 2 shows tomorrow. FunnyStop.com. Give
Make
people
your
the info
reservations.
again.
Make your reservations.
Yep.
You do not want to screw this opportunity up, or you will beat yourself up from now until eternity. The
Right.
number to call is 330-923-4700. And you're going to want to call and you're going to want to drop this name, Brian Kenny. And you're going to want to make reservations. And if you're one of the first 15, it's free. After that, you get 2 for 1. I'm pretty sure that's the deal. I don't totally understand the owner when he speaks.
So still a bargain,
He is in
kind
the
of.
hospital, though. So prayers out to Pete.
All right.
He,
Get well
diabetic
soon, buddy.
complications. So Pete is in the hospital for a while, and we're going to try and pack this show out.
Okay.
While he's gone.
So the inmates are running the asylum.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's
Okay,
why,
good.
That's why all the butthole's happening.
Right. Beauty. All the
I spread.
full rear.
I will spread, and you will see deep into it. Several inches into the butthole.
We're not going to sell the show, man. This is not...
How?
It's almost like
you tell me how.
It's almost like you've got a paper due that we're not aware of, and you're trying to get out of it. All right, we will take a break and be back after these.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS. And every
Hey, everybody, welcome to Siding in the DMs.
Stop.
We had a good weekend.
We had a great weekend.
Friday, we saw Aladdin, which was so good. We'll probably talk about it more on the show, but it was fantastic, and they treated us right. They took care of us, which, I mean, just getting the tickets was enough for me, but they had food and free drinks, and it was just an awesome night. And the play itself is just next level. Like, it's so good. I like it more than Wicked. Not quite as much as I like Book of Mormon. Book of Mormon is much funnier, obviously, but this was
Just the set design was just...
set design was
Everything
insane.
was on point. The pyro,
The singing, the costumes, the dancing. I was.
Aladdin was hot. Really
Jasmine was hot. There's a lot of hot bodies. Hot bodies.
They said in that
men
group, there's
or
only
women.
like 2% body fat.
Yeah, it was. And that. I mean, the fattest person in it is Genie, and he was fat.
And he was hilarious, and he stole the show.
He was fantastic. Which you'd want the Genie to steal the show. I mean, he steals the movie too. So this guy was great, and he's funny, and what was the song that they did right before we went to intermission? Never Had a Friend Like Me.
Yeah.
I had chills. Like the hair on my hand was like standing on end. Like it was incredible, and that was such a cool night. And then you went home. I dropped you off, and
We just had a movie night.
you just had a movie night with a new friend.
A new friend.
Mm-hmm.
I've been dating on Tinder, so I've just been,
And that was all right. That ended up okay.
Yep. We
That's
stayed the
good.
night.
You got your hair cut. You're looking nice and fresh.
Thank you.
Nice fresh cut. Nice summer cut, ready to go.
I'm ready to go.
Yeah, and then I went to Porco, met up
How
with
was
a friend
that?
there. That was fine. I mean, we just hung out and just had
How
a
much
couple
money did
drinks.
you spend? Because
Like
drinks.
$50.
$50. I could buy literally lunch for me and my date for $50. Like,
I understand that, but that's not Porco. Porco is an experience.
fair enough.
And we had a few drinks, so it was fun. It was a good night. Good, just hang out. And then Saturday, I was with my kids all day. Went to Dave and Buster's, and then watched
I
the
saw that
Cavs
on your
game.
Instagram story.
And man, that Cavs game was incredible. I love it. I love what the Cavs are doing. It's so crazy to be
I watched it at the
witness
gay
to
club.
this. Yeah.
Yeah. LeBron,
That's how important and that's how big of an influence
LeBron
has is that he's got gay people watching basketball.
It was
and
on.
it's not the finals.
It was on at the club.
It's not the
And I was
finals.
just sitting here because I got there around like 9 o'clock, and I'm just watching it, and then I'm like, I gotta watch this for another hour. We're about to go into overtime. LeBron was like, no, not today. Swish. I was like,
Yeah.
Hi, Mary.
Yeah.
She's in another room watching us.
You're very loud today. That's okay. And then, do you do any Sunday fun day activities? What'd you do?
What did I do? No, I didn't do nothing. I just went and got my hair cut, chilled with a few people, and
I saw Avengers for the 3rd time. You want to come on in?
Gosh, get over it.
Yeah, it's good. It's so good though. I love it. It makes me happy. And my son hadn't seen it yet, and he wanted to see it, so I took him.
What?
Come on in.
Hi.
Mary Santora's here.
Please in.
Hello.
She's very festive with her WMMS shirt.
I found this in my trunk.
Oh, yay.
Yes.
Oh, so you just put us in your trunk. Okay.
Mary's going to be sitting in on the
That's from
show
opening day.
today, but this might air on another day too. But you know Mary. Follow her on Instagram and Twitter.
Here I am. Oh, Mary Santora Comedy on Instagram, at Mary_Santora on Twitter.
And she's part of this year's Alan Cox Show comedy tour.
Hell yeah.
She's headlining the Kent stage night.
Yes.
And she's going to kill it. She's going to
be so much fun.
She's going to be so good.
Still
she's
very
so funny.
single?
Still very single.
Very single.
In case you're out there and attractive and tall and have a job and nice and funny. And
So there's not that many requirements.
Yeah, a job. Probably a job is good.
job.
Or a car.
A car.
Transportation.
You can have they can have anyone can have a job. You can work at Subway and they could walk there.
A car is actually pretty important.
Cars.
Yeah, you want to have a car.
How else are you
So
gonna
have
get
a car.
sloppy?
Yeah.
How else are you gonna get sloppy on the side of the road?
Ew! You don't do that. You do that.
Mary, you're so sweet. You're
I
so
believed.
sweet.
I believed.
Oh, yeah.
Unbelievable. What are we talking about today?
Apparently right now, Sloppy's on this. Just giving like
Road
weekends.
sloppies?
Yeah, just kind of update on our weekend.
I didn't do any road sloppies this weekend. Did you?
No.
Remember this conversation that these guys had with me where they were like getting drunker and more racist.
Oh, yeah.
And then they started talking about their daughter's boobs, and I'm like, well, guys, I gotta go.
Are you for real?
I am absolutely
Wow,
for real.
look at the time.
Yeah, well, it was one of these things where someone mentioned this one guy's daughter's boobs, and he's like, yeah, they got pretty big, and I'm like, okay.
He's talking about his friend's daughter's
No,
boobs?
his daughter.
No,
his daughter's
His
boobs.
biological daughter?
I did not stick around to find
Right,
out.
but to mention that your daughter
Either way.
got big boobs, I
But
mean, that's not
It's not just that they mentioned them, like they were
being leery about them.
They were just
being
talk-
gross about them.
They're being kind of gross about
Evaluating?
them. Yeah, they were just.
Reviewing?
And I feel like it was kind of like an inside joke amongst those guys that I just wasn't privy to.
Yeah, well, you shouldn't be. Like,
Right.
that should freak out anyone. If you're like, oh, my relative's breasts are great. Like, you know what I mean? Not even that. My daughter?
Yeah.
Ugh.
My relatives' breasts are great.
Any
I'm trying to keep it
cousin,
vague so nobody can nail it down who I'm talking about.
Right.
You know what?
Uncle Jim.
Since you've been here, Mary, I haven't heard anybody refer to their boobs as breasts in a long time.
Breasts? Yeah. I guess breasts are more of like a womanly thing.
Yeah, I bet. I haven't
Bosom.
heard anybody.
Your bosom.
Come into my bosom.
Like, you have boobs. Yeah, boobs are cute. Breasts are like, they give life.
I think breasts is that's a hot word.
It's
You think
really.
it's hot?
I think
they
so.
use it in like erotic fiction and things like that. Erotic fiction. That's
her
not. Is that what I
breasts.
want?
Yeah, sure.
Erotic
Erotica.
literature.
Literature.
Excuse me.
Thank you. I was like, what word am I looking
Apparently,
at?
you're not familiar with the collected works of one Hercules Snooch Slammer,
Charles
Bonita,
yes.
right?
Oh, boy.
And the collected works of his sensual protagonist,
I feel-
Hercules Snooch
that's a
Slammer.
Breasts
word.
are used a lot, but there's also a
Her
lot of
breasts
really
were heaving. Like,
yeah. Well,
Like-
bosoms used a lot, and they also say my sex in like old lady ones.
Sex?
Yeah, like they call their vagina
Their sex.
Their sex.
Really?
Yes.
I've never heard that. I've never read one of those books either, though.
Give them a
I
read.
need to
They're
read one of those
terrible.
books.
Why do you read them?
I read them as a
Research.
Not just research, but like I was trying to get off of visual pornography, so I started reading some stuff, and it's hard to
it
find
better?
good stories. No.
No, of course it's
If
not.
anything,
Is
it's
reading
worse
better than-
because then it just like you have to get into the story of it, and then if you're going into the story, like just saying.
Lawyers for serious injuries. Call 1-800-ELK Ohio. Accidents on 40 westbound past Warrensville Center. That's in the right berm, and 90 westbound before Bishop. Normal slowdowns out there, and the earlier crash at West 117th and Western Avenue has been cleared. I'm Faith in the Traffic Center.
This report is brought to you by Farmers Insurance.
We are farmers. Bum, ba, dum, bum, 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 bum.
The road ahead is bound to take some unexpected turns. Farmers Insurance can help you understand your coverage options with their practical knowledge gained from more than 90 years of experience. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two. Find an agent at farmers.com.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
From the Final Touch Construction Studios, this is the 50th anniversary of WMMS Buzzard Radio, an iHeart radio station. Ask Alexa to play WMMS on iHeart Radio.
Now back to the Alan Cox Show.
216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007. Text me 35192. I dig this band. They're from Brazil. They're called Ego Kill Talent. And it made me think of Pound Cake in kind of a weird way because I was reading an article about how the Brazilian government considers being beautiful a human right. When you're making your vision board of the places around the world that you want to travel, you should absolutely put a big pin in Brazil.
I've already said that.
In Brazil. I know. And
Rio
I'm
de
reiterating
Janeiro.
for... Right. You know, over here, obviously, if you want to get something done that's not considered medically necessary, if you want something that's aesthetic, even if you're getting implants in your mouth, dental implants, out of pocket, baby, because those aren't considered medically necessary, and you got some, unless you've got some extenuating circumstances.
It's vanity.
But in Brazil, people have the right to beauty.
Because their country's so freaking hot. Like, it's everyone. I've never met an ugly Brazilian.
I've met plenty of ugly
I met
Brazilians.
a lot of there was some Brazilians that would go to my school, and I was like, wow, he didn't do anything to look like be good looking. He just had abs for no reason, and he was just a hot kid, and I just don't understand why. And then when I went to college,
Yeah, but that kid probably wasn't the beneficiary of plastic surgery.
no, he wasn't. But that's what I'm saying. He just came from that country. He was an exchange student, and he was just hot.
But that's genetics. The Brazilian government subsidizes 500,000 plastic surgeries every year.
They have a reputation to uphold.
For being hot?
Yes, the majority of your
I don't think
country is hot.
does a country worry about a reputation for being hot?
Well, they don't worry about a reputation for much else.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They're hardly a country right now.
I was going to say.
Yeah, they're not.
It's like civil war down there.
Yeah.
Maybe the government's going to stop subsidizing plastic surgeries. Oh my God, I got the piss beat out of me by the hottest guy you've ever seen in your life. He beat my head on his abs.
Let them build on their strengths.
Plastic surgery in Brazil is free or low cost.
That's dope. That's real dope. But do you have to be a citizen? Can I go to like Brazil?
Well, yeah, you've got to be.
Oh,
right.
I wanted my
What would
butt
you
wet.
get done?
My butt.
You get your.
Well, here's the problem, though. Even people in Brazil are like, yeah, but we're not dealing with top-notch talent here. Plastic surgery is a pretty risky proposal down there. So I don't know if there might not be like up here where Cardi B is getting bathroom caulk, injected into her ass. Or that girl that was putting carpet remnant samples in women's asses.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I would.
They said down. Even
I don't think I'd want to get a procedure like that done in Brazil.
A lot of Brazilians said
even
they
if
feel
it's
like
paid for.
guinea pigs. Yeah.
Well, he's not really a friend of mine. He's more of an acquaintance, but we followed each other on social media, and then we met a couple times in person. He went to go get his teeth done in Mexico. He was living in San Diego for a while. He went right across the border, got his teeth done. They look great.
Yeah.
He got his dental
And
work
it's a
done.
hell of a lot
And
cheaper.
He said it was so much cheaper. He said he probably would have had to save for like 5 or 6 years here in America when he got it done in a couple paychecks.
I guess if you
in
can
Mexico.
find a good place to do it, then it doesn't really matter.
But how do you know, though?
Yeah, exactly. That's the
yeah.
tough part of it.
I don't know how you do research, but I mean, they've done things on like 20/20 or 60 Minutes with those exact same stories where a guy's like, I needed to have like a jaw implant or something, and they told me here it was going to cost me $45,000. I go to Guadalajara, it's $5,000. I come back and it's good work. But in Brazil, they said, you feel like you're a guinea pig, but living without beauty in Brazil is even bigger risk.
See?
Because but you want to live like that?
Yes, you got to be hot. Like that's a
right, but
good problem to have.
But here's the thing: if you're dealing with subpar plastic surgeons, you might not end up hot.
Yeah,
So
the risk reward on that isn't.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's kind of scary.
I don't know how you do the cost benefit analysis on that, but
okay. Well, this is what you do. Think of this analogy. This is like if you're going through the hood, you need a gun. because you might get killed. But if you get caught with that gun, you're going to go to prison. So which one do you want? Do you want to live and go to prison, or do you want to die because you don't have a gun?
Well, maybe don't live in the hood.
Sometimes you ain't got a choice. If you're 15, you live where your mom lives.
I lived in plenty of hoods. I never had a gun.
I'm talking about
You're
growing up.
buying your wits. Beauty is so central for the Brazilian job market, so crucial for finding a spouse, and so essential for any chances at upward mobility that many people cannot say no to the surgeries.
So they have to be somewhat decent at it because they're just by volume alone, they're doing it a lot of times, and I'm sure people look okay. And I've watched a few episodes of Mike in Brazil. They seem to be pretty good at it.
Yeah.
There's some good-looking women down there.
And a lot of pimples south of the border there. I don't know.
Oh. That's because they're not keeping up on the waxing properly.
Yeah.
A Brazilian.
Yeah.
There's a private healthcare system, because it is socialized medicine. Private healthcare system if you're rich, and then one that caters to everybody else. But everybody's getting beauty advertised to them.
I mean, I can see things going that way in this country, though.
No, we're way too greedy for that, and they don't care.
Yeah, but if they can make that part of
nope,
because of the way things are, maybe it won't be through actual like healthcare, but it's going to be subsidized somehow.
No,
it already is. It's what Medicare is.
Yeah,
Medicare, Medicaid. It already is.
That doesn't cover.
We already have socialized medicine to some degree. So all these people coming up with these fakakta notions,
right? But I'm saying
there's going to destroy the country.
There's going to be socialized medicine for beautification processes.
You think implants are going to be a part of?
Yeah,
like
you'll be able to write them off because
package?
it's going to be like you'll get like a tax break on your boobies, something like that, because they're for work. They get you a job.
Strippers write them off.
Yeah,
some do. Yeah,
I just feel like this country is way too greedy, and if we would have gotten like any type of tax break, I think we would have gotten them already. Because I mean, I feel like more people are buying medicine than ever.
You can incorporate that into the greed, though. You can roll that into it in some plans. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, sure. Because you think it's going to entice people to buy more.
Right.
Because, okay.
Yeah.
In that aspect, okay. Not that anyone needs my opinion.
Hey, when has that ever stopped us before?
Yeah.
True.
This is an opinion show. You know, if you're a flat earther, I'm sure it's very hard to stay updated on all the dumb crap that you pretend to believe. But listen, new stuff every day. When you're fighting against something that has been unequivocally proven a long, long time ago.
For thousands of years.
You can pretty much go in any direction you want. Flat earthers now have some very strange ideas about Australia. They say, in fact, that it does not exist. Oh. Now, granted, there are 24 million people who might take umbrage at that. We just heard one yesterday who thinks that babies should give consent before their nappy is changed. Yeah. So that's one of 24 million people who do exist. You trying to tell me Hugh Jackman is not a real guy?
Right. There's just 24 million people that are like in on this scheme together. They're all talking weird and eating Vegemite for no reason other than to make flat earthers think that there's a conspiracy against them.
By the way, if you have ever had Vegemite, I hope that it becomes readily apparent to you that no one would eat that stuff if it were part of a conspiracy. They would rather see that conspiracy blown sky high than to voluntarily eat Vegemite.
I've never had it. What's it taste like?
It's not good.
But like, what's the flavor of it?
Dirt and earth. Yeah, it's not tasty.
Ugh.
I don't know why.
Flat earthers believe that Australia was created as a cover-up for a mass murder by the British after they shipped criminals into the... It was a penal colony. That's no big secret.
People realize that they didn't have to cover up mass murders back then? They were the British Empire. If they wanted to do a mass murder, they'd just do a mass murder.
They just killed people.
Yeah.
Right.
They go, what are you going to do about it?
Right.
We got everybody.
If you think you've ever been to Australia, you're wrong. Pilots are all in on this.
Okay, so it goes beyond 24 million people. It is all the pilots, all the travel agencies.
Everyone is in
the
on
map
it.
people.
Everyone is in on
Oh, my God. I'm so annoyed by the flat earthers.
They're just trolls. They're just having fun.
Yeah, but how is it fun? Like, why is it fun
I don't understand why that's funny. Well, maybe... Listen, there are some people who just want to see the world burn, right? It's fun for some people who fun begins and ends with getting other people upset. And because so many people are so easily upset, it's an endless resource. It's never going to run out. So I guess if people dig that, I don't know.
But how do they all agree on this? How do they make this become the conspiracy?
It's a fan club. They all talk online. They meet up for, like the after party.
So they all get together, or they are all in like a message board, and they're like, hey, I decided that Australia is not a thing, and here's why. And then people are like, okay.
Well, mind
do they
you,
add to it? Like,
it's also a very small group of people.
Course,
I mean, they had their first Flat Earth convention in the UK, and 200 people showed up. So anyway, so again, if you're a flat earther, hard to keep up with all the fake stuff that you pretend to believe. But it was a big week for that conference. It was a 3-day conference. Because how the hell are you going to fill up any more days with this stuff? But Australia's fake, and gravity is a hoax too.
Hold on, let me check out. Let's see, gravity is. Seems to work.
See that?
Yeah,
yeah, that fell. The guy says that he could prove that gravity didn't exist. That the only true force of nature is electromagnetism.
But what about?
How do these people exist? I wonder what their everyday life is like. Do they eat cereal the normal way? Like, do they put the milk in before the cereal, or
they eat it all off of a plate because they don't believe anything is round. Yeah, anything that's somewhat resembles a sphere. They're like, nah, that can't be.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know to what degree these people actually believe the stuff. I think it's like any other kind of culty thing where if you've got 200 people in a room, probably 98% of them can be led around by the nose by the other 2%. And if you're trying to sell something, you get these dopes in a room and then you sell them some books.
I bet you was jumping in there. Like the convention, I bet
it smelled terrible. Flat earthers don't seem like people that are all that concerned with their appearance or their overall just cleanliness.
Well, if it was jumping in there, I hope the irony was not lost on them that when they did jump, they went right back to Earth, proving, I would think, that gravity, not a hoax. But what are you going to do?
Well, that's because they're all wearing electromagnetic boots.
Electromagnetic boots, right. So the magnetic poles operating on each other, it's not gravity. But isn't electromagnetism part of that whole thing? I'm certainly not a physicist either.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I firmly believe in gravity. And mind you, no one has, when you ask flat earthers, you go, well, what about, how come nobody's ever fallen off the edge of the planet? They go, oh, well, you suck right under the underside.
Is that what happens?
It's like a Pac-Man type thing. Well, sure.
If gravity wasn't real, then John Mayer wouldn't have written a song about it.
Did he write a song about gravity?
He's got a song called Gravity. You don't know
really?
Gravity?
Oh, I thought you were talking about Free Falling.
Don't know. That's Tom Petty.
He remade it.
Who did?
John Mayer did
it?
Free Falling?
Yes.
I'm sure a lot of people have covered it, right? But no, I don't know the song Gravity by John Mayer. I imagine it's about a man being drawn to a woman.
Something like that.
Okay, well, there you go.
Hey, goodbye, Earth!
And I'm no John Mayer hater, by the way. Don't get me wrong. I think he's a very talented guy. I think he's an underrated guitar player. But a lot of people don't want to give him his due because he's made some kind of douchey comments.
Why are they giving him douchey comments?
Because he was dating pop stars like Katy Perry and Jessica Simpson, and
so that just
the whole thing
ruins all his credibility as an artist.
I guess so.
No, that makes him cooler in my book. Those are all girls that I would definitely want to have sex with. So why would that make him worse?
I don't know. People hate
Great.
I wonder if I'll tell you who the flat earthers should have at one of their conventions is the Insane Clown Posse. If these guys show up.
Water, fire, air, and dirt. F***ing magnets. How do they work?
Yeah.
We don't know.
Tonight, our keynote speaker, Violent J, will explain magnets to us. Shaggy Too Dope was unable to be here tonight.
How is this not reported on? Why is there not anybody like a fly on the wall, like an infiltrator, and someone just goes in like, all right, I'm on a secret mission?
Yeah, where you at, Vice News? Get in there.
Come on, man.
Well, no, they've done. Plenty of people have done. I think Daily Show done. There have been people who have talked to these people because they're happy to be talked to because, they they want to get the word out.
Not talk
that the
to
Earth
them,
is flat.
but like I just want them to sit because I'm sure they probably put on a front.
You
They're
mean
like,
undercover?
Yeah, they're like, I'm sure the media's here, guys. All right, put on your best face. And then once they close like the lecture room doors, you just sit down there like, all right, guys, take off your mask.
No, they're as goofy on camera as they are off. I mean, they because they believe in what this thing is.
Yeah, they don't have to have anything be backed up by facts because they can just explain everything away because they'll go like, "Oh, that's fake," or "That's pretend," or "You're just drinking the Kool-Aid."
Yeah.
There's a lot that goes into
You're drinking
being that ridiculous.
You're drinking the gravity Kool-Aid. You know how when you pour Kool-Aid into a glass, it stays in that glass? Well, in order to drink that Kool-Aid, you've got to believe in gravity.
Can we send Pound Cake in to infiltrate the Flat Earthers?
There's got to be a local branch of the Flat Earth Society in Cleveland. Huh?
Send me to Europe.
Like you'd step foot in this if we sent you to the UK. We'd be like, hey, where's that audio from the Flat Earth Society? You're like, I'm at Big Ben.
I was at this club called the Fish and Chips.
Yeah.
I'd go on assignment, and then afterwards,
on
it's
assignment.
time for me.
Right. Hey, Vince.
Yes, what's up?
What's going on, Vince?
Man, my brother is a flat earther. He's a vegan. He is totally off his rocker. Bill, you are 100% correct. They smell terrible. They won't shower. They won't wear deodorant. I don't know how he goes about living a daily life with anyone taking him seriously because we can't even have a conversation anymore.
What does his girlfriend think about it?
There is no girlfriend.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's my point. If he was getting laid, he would have far less time. Why did he become what convinced him that the Earth was flat?
Man, it all started with the veganism. And I have nothing wrong with being healthy, but something along the lines of veganism just drove him literally insane. He's also part of another group.
Yeah, but most vegans are not flat earthers. I mean, I don't know what one has to do with the other. Maybe coincidentally, time-wise, but...
Yeah, he's also convinced himself that, like, all women are against men. He's in a group called MGTOW, which is, like, men going their own way.
Oh, I bet he is.
Oh, I see. Okay, so he's one of those guys that can't get a date, and it's not him.
What
It's
do they
all
call
these
those?
dumb bitches. The what? The incels?
Yes.
Yeah. Involuntarily celibate.
Yes.
All these nimrods who can't get a date, and they assume it's a huge conspiracy by women.
On his Tinder profile, he can't even swipe right. They're like, swiping does not exist.
Right.
Oh, no, that's probably another conspiracy with the flat Earth.
And mind you, these incel guys, it's never that they can't get a date. It's that the hot girls won't date them. There are plenty of women that will end up dating you. These guys they're just possessed of this belief that they deserve top-tier poontang, and then they can't get that. All these dumb bitches and blah, blah, blah. You could find a girl to date you. That's not hard to do, but they're convinced that the hot girl should be dating me. I'm amazing. I'm a vegan. I think the Earth is flat. Who wouldn't want to hang out with me?
Well, on top of that, I mean, he is a successful computer engineer. He's relatively wealthy. I mean, he's not just...
Well, then how does he not have a woman?
Because when his woman left him in his late 20s, he started going down this road of veganism and MGTOW and one after another. And next thing you know, I haven't spoke to him in a year, and it's my brother. Because he literally told me I'm a bad person because I eat a cheeseburger.
Well, vegans are pretty strident. I mean, that's a belief that, that's fine, but...
I get it, but it's my family. We should be able to move past that and have a conversation brother to brother. But literally, I'll drink a glass of milk, and they're like, they torture the cow for that. And
yeah.
I can't do it. I don't want to talk about it. I'd rather just be your brother.
Yeah, I love the guys who they can't get dates, and all of a sudden it's not their fault.
Right.
It's,
No, there's no responsibility on them at all.
These hot
everything
chicks
else.
should be.
And the idea that there's a conspiracy to stop guys from getting dates, but they smell bad, they're horrible to talk to, they believe stupid stuff like flat Earth, and they're like, I don't know why anybody won't date me or why hot chicks won't date me, because you're just the worst to be around.
There was a guy on the radio, and he was syndicated for a while. He was kind of a big deal, I guess. This guy was on the West Coast. His name was Tom Likas. And he was just like a liberal talk show host for a long time. He probably came up through music radio like
I've heard a
everybody
little
else.
bit of his stuff.
Tom
yeah.
Likas. He was on the radio for a long time. He was syndicated from the West Coast. And he was more of a political guy. And then somewhere in the middle of his career, I think after his 4th divorce, he started doing like one of these neg shows.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, class
Like
is
mystery?
class is in session. And so he'd have like this list of like never spend more than $30 on a date. And then he blew up because of all these pathetic dudes
that were buying into
who were
it.
into that. Yeah. I think he's a podcaster now, but he was on the radio for a long time.
Pickup artist style. Yeah.
Right. Lycus 101 was the show, and it's probably still on. He probably still does something. But he really morphed into that like anti-chick thing. And again, no surprise. This was a guy with like 4 divorces. You know?
Yeah, so he's going to have a lot of baggage when it comes to a situation like that.
Yeah, he's burned out, and it's never let him know that you're interested at all. So he was kind of like the granddaddy of that whole thing, I think. I don't even know if the guy's still around, but there was a time where he was like real interesting to listen to, and then he went that way, and you're like, oh my God.
I think I heard he's doing something on Facebook.
Probably. Yeah. He's probably still making money.
I hear that all the time, like us on Facebook.
Yes. He is probably on all the popular social media. He's probably out there.
Sorry.
No, please. You gotta purge, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna have Alan Cox Show comedy tour tickets. Bill Squire's on the lineup, so if you love that, there's more where that came from. Memorial Day weekend, we'll do the House of Blues and the Kent Stage on the 25th and 26th, respectively. So we'll get you a pair of tickets for that first night with us at the House of Blues. All the details on the show at alancoxshow.com. Use the keyword comedy.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7 double.
Sign in the DM.
What's up, guys?
I am back on a health kick, trying to be healthier because I put on a bunch of weight, and it was.
It's not a bunch. You're still a sliver of what you used to be.
Right, but it's more than I'm comfortable with. I don't like the way I look right now, so I got to get back on it. So
you
I'm
don't have the
right.
fat chin.
I don't have the fat chin.
No double chin.
My face has always stayed pretty, like it goes out, it doesn't go whole. So I've always been thankful for that because like it goes, like I just get chubbier cheeks. But yeah, being in the relationship and then going through the depressing phase of the relationship, I was eating my feelings, but I'm out of it and I'm feeling better. And now I'm exercising and eating right, and hopefully we'll drop some pounds before the comedy tour, which the pre-sale started today. But you might not be watching this on a day when the pre-sale started. So basically, tickets are available now. If you're watching it today, May 3rd, you can get tickets using pre-sale code WMMS.
Ooh, he's got it down pat.
Yeah.
People ask me things like, people ask me the code to the CLE clothing. I don't know. People ask me when they can buy the
Grill.
tickets. I don't know.
Grill.
Like,
because you don't listen to anything that doesn't have to do with you.
No, I do listen, but I can't retain it. Like, I listen in the moment I listen, but I couldn't repeat it back.
Well, you gotta pay.
I have so many
lock
things
it in the vault.
I have so many things pacing through.
Get it in the vault. But yeah, see, the thing is, I tried to get to the gym earlier today, but I got my hair cut, so it's nice and trim on the side. The top is still the same hair, still curly. It's just wet because I just got out of the shower. But then Alan talks about how he's not a sweater. I wish I wasn't a sweater. I get going, and then my body just sweats.
It's weird
for 40 minutes.
Because some people
there's nothing I can do about it.
Some people don't sweat, but they stink, and some people don't stink, but they sweat.
Yeah, I don't stink. I just sweat.
No,
so.
I'm a stinker. I'm a stinker.
Yeah.
Like you may see a little dribble around like my little areas around my nipples, but smell my pits. Oh no, it's going down.
Like, for me to get really stinky, I have to not put deodorant on for like 2 days, and then also like be really, really physical. Like, I don't get real smelly, but boy, do I sweat when I work out. And this, even when I was at my like lightest, I was still just as sweaty when I would work out. Wow. Just goes and just pouring sweat. So that's and when I was in the Philippines, oh man, it was 90 degrees every day with like 100% humidity. There was like no point of even putting on a dry shirt because it was going to be drenched in sweat within the first like 20 minutes that I was outside.
Dude, how does anybody like enjoy that? When people go on vacation, like you literally have to either be shirtless or like in like a little tank top all day because why would you
and I had
like,
to wear layers because I had to wear the special underwear, which is basically like an undershirt Like, and then I had to wear long pants, dress shoes, and then a short sleeve button down shirt. So that's a lot of clothes to have on in 90-degree weather. So
what was the point of the underwear? What significance did that have?
This is how they explain it to us. Basically, they say that because there's no like paid clergy in the Mormon church, and you make these covenants once you go through the temple, you know, promises, it's like the next level of baptism. You wear these underwear as like reminders of those promises that you made. So they got little marks on them. No, man, I know. That's why I gave it up.
Oh my gosh, I would.
So you got these little marks on them that are supposed to be reminders of your daily life, and they're supposed to protect you from sin or like temptation and crap like that. I got my dick sucked in those things.
Exactly. Like I'm too vain for something like that. Like if I would have no motivation to do anything if I wore coveralls like that. Like if I had a ripped hot bod and I wanted to like show it off, or like I have a giant dong and I can't like wear, you know, crotch sticker pants, I gotta cover it up in that. Like I'm not gonna.
Well, the underwear is just basically boxer briefs. So those are still like snug on your body, and then the shirt's just like a real thin like V-neck undershirt. So
I've seen a couple Mormon guys, and I'm just like, Jesus. I was like, you're hot, and I was like, you'll never. It's just like when you see like a Amish girl, and you think she's hot, she's like all that,
and then they do like a makeover, and then you're like, oh yeah.
It just sucks. Like no,
it was miserable, and it was just so hot over there, so hot. And I didn't enjoy that part of it.
I imagine there's a lot of bugs.
Yeah, there's some bugs. There's some bugs. Not as many mosquitoes as you'd think, but there's a lot of roaches. So roaches were just everywhere. Roaches and rats. Lots of roaches, lots of rats. Go to the Philippines. See how you like it.
Do people vacation in the Philippines?
Some people.
It depends on what part.
A lot of people from Australia will go there because they can get. It's
cheap
like
flights.
because they'll go to like the resort parts of this. Like I was in the concrete jungle. That's not where people go on vacation. But if you go to the resorts or you go to like the proper parts of the city, like where they you know try and keep, you know, like how East Fort, they always have like the cops there shooing away the homeless people. It's like that. Like they're basically walled off because they want to keep it nice for businessmen coming through. They're like, look at how great our city is.
How long were you there for?
2 years.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah. And it was. I would never trade that experience for anything, though, because it gave me so much experience and so much perspective on life.
And you slept in those little huts?
No, we slept in like a regular apartment. We had like a regular apartment. It wasn't a hut.
It wasn't in the hood? Like
no, it was in like the nicer part of town. But like that's the thing. Even in like the nicer part of town, there's still like shacks and shanties like all around you.
You have rent and stuff? Like you had to pay rent?
Well, we didn't pay. Like the church pays it all. And then they like shuffle us around, but we had to pay to go on the mission.
Yeah, so why would you not act out? Like I would totally be bad if it means I got sent home.
It's basically like they use
it
as a way
to. Are you afraid of your parents shunning you?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was afraid of. But then once you get to a certain point, where you're like, if that's what happens, that's what happens.
Like if they don't like me,
and they get it because I still live with them. So whatever. Good night.
Maybe you should listen to some Pound Cake songs to put yourself to sleep. That could do it.
Do you try like reading to go to sleep? Maybe that would be a better thing to do than just waxing one out.
Reading, that'll make you tired.
Yeah.
Clearly, if the waxing one out isn't doing the trick, it's not making you tired enough.
And you're right. And then like it doesn't even help because I'll sleep and then I'll wake up right before my alarm goes off, and I hate that. I'm like, I literally want these last 10 minutes.
Oh, I do that too.
Yeah, that's
like my body wakes me up. I'm like, why would you wake me up? Like, I don't get no sleep. I start cussing myself out, and that's how I
don't get no sleep, brain. Why are you waking me up?
Like who does that? Who cusses themselves out before the day even starts? And like you get dressed. I'm like, damn, I don't want to do this no more.
It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Do you think because of your 4 a.m. hot tubbing, like that throws off your sleep cycle?
That's only on the weekends though.
Yeah, but it's still a sleep cycle. You still have to try and get to bed around the same time.
Though, like I don't get enough. I don't have a lot of free time during the week. So then the weekends, that's when I thought and bop. I need that stuff. Otherwise, I would go insane.
Right, but that just carries over into the week. I mean, it's just going to be a cycle you're going to have to live with if you want to do that.
I'm gonna be like Michael Jackson and have somebody give me like propofol to go to sleep.
I need more milk. Doc, more milk.
I'm like, all right, I'm ready to go to bed. Are you ready?
Propofol.
Mouth wide open, I'm drooling. I'm like, all right, I'm ready to start my day.
Yeah, what could go wrong? Pound cake's on propofol. Comes in here all sallow and.
How does
What's
that
up, guys?
How does that even count as energy? Like your brain's not recharging while you're passed out, is it?
No, that's not real sleep. I don't think so.
How did he survive that long by doing that?
Well, I mean, it's something like real sleep, but it's
Well,
not real like.
yeah, if you get into a cycle,
That's
you know.
insane.
But that's why you should work on something that doesn't require a very dangerous drug. Reading, a little meditation, just some calm down time.
Maybe
that doesn't involve getting your heart rate up first.
Right.
Maybe feeding your brain information can be your drug, Pound Cake.
I watch Wendy
in
Williams
the form
every
of
night.
reading.
That's not
Wendy
information.
Williams.
That information.
It's the 411.
And how, by the way, would that help you drift off to sleep watching that ghoul
Call her a ghoul.
before you close your eyes?
I just slapped.
She's terrifying. That's the last thing you want to see before you close your eyes is Wendy
Yeah, someone
Williams.
with eyes that don't close.
Oh. Well, whatever. What's her phrase? How you doing?
How you
right.
doing?
Right. Her Joey Tribbiani move. Yeah.
How you doing?
I was in line at the post office this morning, and the woman behind me had a toddler. And I don't know if they watch a lot of Friends or if she just thought it was funny, but the kid kept going, "How you doing?" And then mom would go, "How you doing? How you doing?" And she was
adorable.
clearly doing, with a toddler, you have to get them into like a feedback loop to keep them calm before they realize there's other stuff they could be looking at or doing. So she was clearly trying to do that. But it's like, wow, how did that start with that family? Either the mom was a Friends fan and thought it was funny, or the kid just heard it.
Traffic Center. Elk and Elk, serious lawyers for serious injuries. Call 1-800-ELK, Ohio. A crash 71 northbound before Bagley, blocking the right 2 lanes. Traffic stop and go back to the turnpike. You've got an accident 40 westbound past Warrensville Center in the right-hand berm. A crash on 40 eastbound before transportation, and a wreck off the highway on Broadway north of 480. I'm Faith in the Traffic Center.
This report is brought to you by Mr. Tire.
When it comes to auto service, you need a guy you can count on, like my guy at Mr. Tire. Mr. Tire performs over 3 million oil changes a year, and right now you can get a free set of wiper blades with any premium oil change. Go to a guy you can trust, like I do. Visit MrTire.com. Excludes rear and beam blades.
After you're done asking Alexa to do all that weird shit.
I'm sorry. I can't help you with that.
Well, what if I gave you $20?
No.
Ask her to play WMMS on iHeartRadio.
Now it's time to give stuff away. Hey, it's time to give stuff away.
All right, the 9th annual Alan Cox Show comedy tour is going to go down Memorial Day weekend this year, presented by Great Lakes Brewing Company. Friday, the 25th of this month, 2 weeks from today, by my math, we'll do one show at the House of Blues downtown. The very next night, we will do a show at the Kent Stage in Kent, Ohio. And we'd love to have you along. Bill Squire and Cody Cooper, Jasmine Carter, Mary Santora, Mike Paramore, yours truly. Pound Cake will be there. Matitude's going to spin for you, and it's going to be a blast. If you want to join us on night 1 at the House of Blues, we'd love to have you. So be caller number 15, and this pair, last pair this week, are yours. These tickets. Good luck. 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
Voice call received.
Put this on the air, dumbass. You think you know it all? You're just nothing but a piece of shit. Talk about dumb shit that you don't have a clue about.
Another satisfied customer of the Alan Cox Show.
Just shut up and play the fucking music.
On 100.7 WMMS.
I want to text 35192. All the details, by the way, on the Alan Cox Show comedy tour. Use comedy as your keyword search there at alancoxshow.com. Tell you where the after parties are going to be. Hint, corner alley in the Water Street Tavern.
It's not much of a hint. It's just telling you where they're at.
Hint. Damn it. I don't understand hints very well, do I?
Should say bowling on the corner.
Ooh.
And
a tavern on Water Street.
And, a tavern on water.
Ooh.
How about that?
And the links for you to buy tickets for either the House of Blues and or the Kent Show. Our transportation to and from Kent provided by Statement Limousine, so thanks very much to them. I'm very excited. This is later than we normally do it or have done it in the past, but I was thinking about the whole thing as I was doing some dishes this morning, and I was like, what a fun time the comedy tour is.
It's great.
It's just a blast. When I came here almost 9 years ago, I wanted to do some big thing, and they were like, well, Rover has Rover Fest, but that's like a massive undertaking, and God bless him for that. But I'm like, well, all I know is comedy, so put that together. But and even if 10 people showed up, we wouldn't care. We would care because we obviously want a bunch of people.
Definitely care.
But it's that
I would,
you know what I mean?
Very, very upset if 10 people showed up.
You know what I mean? No, it's like we don't.
No, it's a fun show no matter what.
Yeah, I mean, it's not something that we make a ton of money on. Rover, whatever he earns on Roverfest, he earns because he puts a lot of his own money. Whatever he makes, he earns. But the comedy tour,
kind of
a
passion project.
Yeah, it is, and the station makes some money, or else they wouldn't do it. But I'm just, to get paid to make people laugh is good. It's a good thing.
It's a fun thing. And
there's no better way to spend your adult years than that.
And it's getting, there's been cool things over the years that have happened, and I really am excited about the beer, the unmitigated ale. We went and did a tasting today.
Yeah.
And it's very, very good. So I'm happy about that. Like, it's a good tasting beer.
Yeah.
And just getting to work with Great Lakes and kind of have that partnership is awesome.
Yeah, we tasted some this morning. So we're going to have a collaborative beer that we've done with them specifically for the comedy shows. We'll have it at the after parties. It's called Unmitigated Ale. In honor of Pound Cake, and it is an ale. There was some confusion, by the way.
Yeah, that was my fault. I thought it was a lager because I don't know anything.
The beer nerds were very upset.
Yeah, but it is an ale. It's a rice ale.
Yep.
And it's very flavorful.
It's very good.
Very good. Very good summer beer. You'll like it.
So we got that going on.
And if you don't like it, it's only available one day.
Hand it to the person next to you. They may love it.
Mm-hmm. Give it to me. I'll drink it.
Give it to Bill. He'll drink all of your unmitigated ale. We got to make sure Pound Cake gets a growler out of it or something so we can put it on his mantle.
I do. I
do a little handwritten label on it.
I do have a little shrine to like the show and everything in my room.
A shrine to the show.
It kind of is. I have those.
And what picture of me do you use?
It's all of us. But it's like...
Is it like a Santeria shrine? Are there like chicken bones and candles?
Well, kind of. It's us in Jamaica. It's the Buzzard Brew. I have some of those. I have like lanyards from past bar crawls.
This is on so it's kind of like a chronicle of your professional broadcasting career thus far.
Yeah, but mainly the show, just because we have a lot of fun together. Like appearances that we've done. Yeah. So,
All right. Well, listen, because this is kind of what led me to this. I'm thinking this morning. A good friend of mine used to be Obama's chief speechwriter. He was the guy in the White House, right? And I'm like, I'm so happy that my livelihood is not contingent on politics. That would be tough.
Yeah.
That would be real tough. And my entire adult life, my daughter has decided that she wants to go into theater. She's been doing theater for a while.
At 2 years old, she's already decided that.
Nah, my older daughter. She's
not even 2, so good for her.
I know, she's quite the ham. My older daughter, she's going into high school, and she's decided that she's all in on being a theater kid, and that's probably what she wants to go to school for college, and talk about going to New York or whatever. And her grandparents, my ex's parents, are kind of like trying to talk her out of that because they're trying to be more traditional. And they have good intentions,
Yeah.
but I mean, they're trying to.
But we're becoming an entertainment nation where.
Well, I told her,
even
I
if
said,
she's not a star of of stage and screen, she can make a very good living doing something in the entertainment business, in theater. It's not impossible to make a good living doing that stuff in this day and age.
Well, I told her, I said, listen, with all due respect, I said, ignore that. I mean, her mom and I'm like, we're both performers our entire adult life. My ex-wife is a singer, and she lived in Tokyo for many years. And so we're like, whatever you want to do, that's what you should do, But my buddy, like, if your livelihood lived and died by politics, Listen, I have my opinions. People have texted me. They go, what about Trump? And that's all fine. This is an opinion show. It's not a news show. And my opinions are very, very clear. But I don't need to. Usually, if I'm espousing my opinions on something political, it's so that my head doesn't explode. I'm not trying to change anybody's mind. If you don't believe, you don't think.
You just want to get it out.
That's what it is, right? You do whatever you want to do, but my livelihood is not contingent on that. It's contingent on making people laugh, and I can't. There's nothing better than that.
It's incredible. You've been doing it 25 years now?
It ain't easy.
20 years, 25. What is it?
Yeah, 26. A week ago would have been my 26th anniversary in radio. Yeah.
14 years ago, I started. I don't know the exact date. I don't pay attention to stuff closely enough, but 14 years ago was the first time I went on stage to do comedy, and never looked back. And it hasn't always been the easiest thing, but it's been good, and I'm not sad about it. But it is weird. Like, I was looking at some of my stuff and like looking at the numbers of like what my albums have done, and I go, oh wow, that was 7 years ago that I put out Just Say Your Jokes, and I remember being so excited about that. And now it's been as long, like, since I started to when I recorded that to since then to now.
Right.
Like it's incredible to kind of see your accomplishments and kind of get introspective about this life that we've led over the last, for you 26 years and me almost 15, 14 years.
And even if you don't make a ton of money at it,
that's cool.
You're still spending your life doing
It's
something
cool.
fun and
Yeah.
something you love. I told my daughter, I go, look, I said, you got to realize your grandparents are trying to, they want you to have a good life and whatever. It's
if you want security and stuff like that, then go do something else.
Yeah, go do something else.
Go become a nurse, something
Right.
like that. But if you want something that's going to be exciting and you're going to be passionate about, and that's what you are passionate about, then go for that. And that's one of the things that Pound Cake, like he talks a lot about the celebrities that he is infatuated with and how he wants that life. But it's just a way for him to stay motivated at what he does.
It's escapism, but
I don't think it's just escapism for you. I think it is you because you want to have what they have, but you also want to be talented. You want to earn it. You want to get there, and you're aware of the process. So we bust your balls about being like so concerned about being famous, but you do actually want to just live a life that you're proud of.
Yeah, and my number one goal is to pretty much just earn my keep a little bit. And now
well, you're not doing it, but other than that, like, we appreciate you trying.
And as much as it is easy to make fun of a fame obsessed culture, if for some people make it because their sole motivation was just being famous.
Yeah.
You might not stick around for very long because sooner or later people are going to realize you ain't got the goods. But if whatever your motivation is, it could get you there potentially.
And that's what I was saying with this whole thing. I mean, I've seen people a lot worse off than me make it. So now we're in a generation now with social media and everything going viral. Fame is attainable. I mean,
it also depends on what you mean by making it.
Yeah, and you better start working on your yodeling. See, why I don't get why you get so mad about things like that, where someone wants the fame, they get it, and then is it just jealousy?
Because there's fame and there's infamy. Or
He's
there's
not
like,
infamous. That infamous yodeling kid.
Yeah,
I'm saying
they caught him robbing a bank a week later.
I want to be famous on my terms. That's my whole goal. I want to be famous on my terms, and I feel like now in the day and age that is attainable. If you are entertaining enough, you put the work in. You treat it like something more than a job, but this is like your art. This is what you live and die by. This is what you sacrifice for. You can get there.
Even if it's not entertaining. When Josh Wolf was here yesterday, we were talking about all the stuff that he does online and whatever. He's like, people just want stuff to look at. They just want to look at something.
Yeah, people, and there's so many different ways to give people that, to do fun, different things. Like, we're off a couple days next week. I'm going to do some fun stuff on the live stream just because I got nothing else to do.
Oh, let's go to like the beach. I haven't been to the beach since it's been open. Can we like do something at like Edgewater or something?
I'm going to be in Tennessee, so expect some Insta stories from Dollywood.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, hell
I
yeah.
like that. We'll talk. We'll figure something out, Pound Cake. I'll decide if I want to involve you or not.
Take him to the beach.
Okay. Take him to the beach.
All right.
No, we'll do something. The only problem with broadcasting from there is we just got to make sure that it's good enough connection.
There.
I got $1,000 for you here. You do that once an hour, and you might get yourself some cash. Good luck.
Your shot at $1,000. Now, text the keyword money to 200-200. You'll get a text confirming entry plus iHeartRadio info. Standard data and message rates apply. That's money to 200-200. Good luck from WMMS.
Alan, if gravity's real, why does anything I swallow while upside down still go in my stomach, smarty pants?
Oh, they got us!
That is a good question from
All right.
Jeff, our IT guy. I don't know. That's a great question.
He included the smarty pants.
Somebody texted me the link to the Cleveland Flat Earth meetup. Meetup.com. There's a Cleveland Flat Earth Society.
Maybe that's what we'll do.
There's very little information on it, though, when I went to the site. I don't know. It's just a page at meetup.com. 43 members. I don't know when the next one is.
We should try.
March 20. Oh, it just happened. March 25th at the Brooklyn Library. That's ironic. A Flat Earth Society meetup at a library. You're surrounded by knowledge, and yet there to ignore large swaths of it. Anyway, who knows?
Well, I like
some people just want to hang out with other people.
Yeah, that are weird.
And if you throw enough darts at a board, you'll hit something where there's other people that, There was a weird thing that went around on Twitter. I thought it was a really dopey question because it didn't seem that hard, but it really had some legs. If somebody offered you $1 million to watch the same movie for 24 hours straight, could you do it? And what movie would you choose? I could watch anything for 24 hours straight if somebody said there's $1 million. Yeah, that was weird. But I guess it was kind of dopey enough where people grabbed onto it. But
what movie would you watch?
Well, I'd try to break the system. First of all, I'd watch Berlin Alexanderplatz, which is 16 hours long, right? 1980 German film. Then the remaining 8 hours, I would watch Andy Warhol's Empire, which is just a static 8-hour shot of the Empire State Building. 24 hours, baby.
Don't you have to watch the same movie though the whole time?
Oh, damn it.
So you got to just pick one of those.
I would watch Heat.
Heat?
With Al Pacino and Robert De Niro.
Pound Cake, Lizzie McGuire, we got it.
Sister Act 2 back in the habit.
Oh, okay, Sister Act 2.
He would watch it for 48 hours and then go.
And then be like, you don't even have to pay me.
I'll take $20,000.
I think I would do, because I kind of want something that's long.
But you could watch anything for 24 hours.
Yeah, I can watch anything.
You could watch Ernest Saves Christmas for 24 hours with $1 million at the other end.
I'd just do it on Christmas Eve and just watch A Christmas Story, or The Christmas Story again and again.
Okay.
Because then
it's already on a loop.
It's already on. Yeah.
It's on TBS. All right, let me break. I'm going to have some VIP access for you this coming Wednesday night. We're doing a thing with Belvedere Vodka. It's the MMS VIP Happy Hour at Cleveland's most iconic rooftop bar. So we'll get you and a pal set up for that in a bit. Tribe game tonight, 7:10 is the first pitch against the Royals. Start the weekend series. So 6:37 is when we'll roll to get your pregame going.
It's the Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS. And everywhere you go on our free iHeartRadio app.
Get 60% off laser hair removal at Ideal Image.
that really love going outside. And I like going outside sometimes. But when I don't want to go outside, I don't want to go outside. I don't care if the weather's nice. I don't feel obligated to go outside.
I do feel obligated.
You feel obligated
and
to go outside?
It's only because of the state that we live in. If we lived in California, where there's always beautiful sunny days, I wouldn't feel obligated. But we have such a strict timeline on when we could get out and actually do things, and we're not complaining about how cold it is, or scraping the ice off of our car, or the roads not being bad. There's only 3 months, pretty much 3 months. You got your May, June, July. August, it starts to get cold again. Not snow, I just said colder.
No, but August is fine.
Okay,
August
well,
and
no, actually...
It's about 5 months. We got May, June, July.
June, July, August.
September.
No, June, July, August. Because even in May, we've gotten snow before in May. Like snow...
Right, but you still get most of May. All right, so you get 4 months because you get most of May, most of September, June, July, and August.
Sure.
We're not getting any snow in August.
But, like, when it rains... It pours, but in this case, it's
here's
the
thing. I like going outside. I like doing things outside, but I don't feel obligated to go outside just because the weather's nice. I don't always want to be outside. I'm not like the most outdoorsy person.
Mm-hmm.
There's plenty of times I really like being outside. There's a lot of times I want to be outside, but when I don't feel like being outside, and I tell people that, they're like, "What? Look at the weather outside." It's like, motherfucker, I got problems in here, and outside isn't going to help right now. So I don't want to go outside because I have to go and be gloomy. And you can't be gloomy in the sunshine. It's too hard. And I need to be gloomy. That's why I kind of like living in Ohio, because when I need my gloomy time, there's usually weather that matches it. But right now, it's a nice day today. Well, it was nicer earlier. It was a nice day yesterday. And I spent a little time outside. But then my allergies get all worked up.
Well, this is what you do.
And I don't want to go back out.
You get you a nice pair of big dark sunglasses that take up most of your face, a Pepsi with a bendy straw, and you just sip it there underneath a tree. While everybody
but I
else
don't
goes
like
out
sitting
and
under
play.
a tree.
You have to sit under a tree.
I don't want to sit under a tree.
But you could be dark and gloomy, but you got to sit like this with one leg out.
If I had a hammock, that would change things. Hammocks.
You have to have the Pepsi can with the bendy straw.
I'm not. First of all, I don't even drink pop, so I can't do that.
Well, you're not gonna be gloomy then.
But I'm a little gloomy right now because
you're going through things.
I'm going through things. Yeah, so I'm gonna be gloomy, and it's part of the process. Like, I'll get to a point where I want to go back outside and I want to be outside more. But right now, I'm not there. I don't want to be outside, especially where I'm living right now. I go outside and then it's just memories everywhere. Just memories getting thrown at me, and then like the passage of time is also there. So like it's just a miserable situation.
I remember this air.
Yeah.
The same air I used to breathe with her.
Yeah, it's just so I don't know. I don't like being guilted into going outside. I don't want someone to say you need to go outside because it's nice out. I
actually had friends where
I don't need to do that.
I was sitting at home doing what I love to do, watching Netflix and Uber eating like I always do.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. It's my favorite thing. And they called me. They're like, "Hey, it's Sunday fun day. We're going out." I was like, "Who going out? I'm not going out." And they're like, "No, I already called the Uber for you. It'll be there in 10 minutes. You have to go." They pulled that trick on me. And I was like, "What?" I was like, "Why'd you do that?" They're like, "Cause we thought you would say yes." And they're like, "You got to go get dressed right now."
Ooh, I would not be friends with them
and
anymore.
then
I would break up with those friends.
After I hung up with them, then they were like, "Okay, we got to call Uber because he said he's going to be here."
So they just tricked you into thinking
yes.
that Uber was called.
Yes, because they know how cheap I am, and they know I'm not.
I don't like it. I don't like it one bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not okay.
I was mad.
You should not be friends with them anymore.
Well,
because
it's my roommate.
Right. Well, which one, Zach?
Yep.
Yeah. You should have probably broken up with Zach a long time ago. Zach's the one that did the whole hotel cockblock thing. So, I don't know. I don't like that. I don't like feeling obligated to do stuff. That's part of where all my anxiety comes from, is obligations. Canceling plans is my favorite thing.
I have a lot of anxiety.
Yeah, we've talked about that.
Dying alone.
Just being alive. I don't know. This is a weird one. I told you, weird mood today. Anyway, we're gonna go.
Show up, and
No,
Yeah.
I've always been the guy that like parks at the far end of the parking lot just to keep my truck from getting door dinged. You know what I mean?
Well, or to get your steps in, man.
I hate those people too. I always park next to those people. Like an empty Walmart parking lot, and there's like a guy with like a Benz or something like that parks all the way at the end. I park right next to him.
Why?
Because you're a jerk.
No, because he wants to be that guy. Like, your car's too good to be amongst all the.
Well, no, he
cars.
doesn't. He doesn't
cares
want to
about
get
his
his door
car,
dinged.
yeah.
If you bought a Mercedes, you would too.
No, I wouldn't, because I got.
You wouldn't. You just have a Mercedes that you spent money on, and you don't care if people sideswipe you or hit your car.
That doesn't happen that often.
Happens all the time. What are you talking about?
Constantly.
All the time.
You just don't
Doesn't
notice. 'cause
happen that often.
You don't have a
How do
car
you know
where
that?
you check to see if there's dings in it.
Right. Yeah.
I never thought of that. Yeah.
See?
I'm like, it is what it is.
Yep.
You're just.
He's exercising his poverty privilege.
No, I just hate that, though. Like, I had so many friends that used to do that. I'm like, so you're really going to park back here, and we have to walk all the way to the front.
It's an extra
What
20
is the
yards.
problem with
You'll be
walking?
fine.
Oh, I'm telling you, Pound Cake, you are going to be 400 pounds in 2 years.
I don't have a
He doesn't like walking. He's eating snacks
I'm
and
okay
pizzas
with
at
walking,
home.
but there's plenty of empty spots, and you're just like being. I just don't. You're drawing attention to yourself for all the wrong reasons.
No, you're really not. By parking in the back of a parking lot, drawing attention to yourself. Maybe somebody might think you're back there like getting it on.
But they
us.
never. No, they never park in like a spot. They always like park sideways and take up like 4 spots.
Well, I don't know
because
that. I'm talking about
I've
people
seen
who park.
them.
Well, okay. Oh, well, I'm talking about that.
And they're like, I don't get. No one parks back here, so I could park any way I want to. I'm like, okay.
Well,
I'm
might
gonna
be
park.
onto something.
Hey, Alan, I've got a quick story about parking. We were putting a roof on this high-end fitness center. I cannot remember what it was called, but because it's been 20 years ago.
High-end fitness.
But this woman, we're like doing the front office area of this building, and we're out there, and this woman is like circling the parking lot to find a parking spot, and then she like squeezes in between these 2 cars to go in and walk, and the whole back side of the parking lot is like completely empty. I'm like, am I seeing this right?
Yeah, I don't care where people park.
Yeah,
They park wherever they want. All right, thank you, Woody.
I'm having lunch with you, but all I can think about is the Alan Cox Show. Your butt cheeks is warm.
See, Woody doesn't just call, he sings too. Thank you, Woody. Joe in Philly.
Yo, what up, guys?
What up?
So I feel like Pound Cake would be that dude that parks in the expecting mother spot and then like stuffs his shirt with whatever he has in his car and acts like he's pregnant.
No, I don't need to do that. Like, I have
Do you know that I don't care?
I have no problem with walking. I'm just saying there's nothing. If I want to go for a
He
walk,
puts on a wig and a pillow under her.
No.
She's like, oh, Lord, it's coming.
He Medea's his way into the. Oh, this baby got me so tired
I'm
and
painting.
achy.
I'm painting.
when I use it, when I use the handicap back.
Just say it real quick.
I'm trying to eat nuts. Say what? The YouTube stuff again?
Yeah.
All right. Like and subscribe. If you like what we do and want to subscribe, there's probably something down here.
50th anniversary of WMMS Buzzard Radio, an iHeart radio station. Ask Alexa to play WMMS on iHeart Radio.
Now back to the Alan Cox Show.
Two 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007. Want to text me? 35192. Live stream at our YouTube channel at AlanCoxShow.com and Twitter, Facebook, all that other stuff. You can get to us there. Hey, Ryan.
Hey, Alan, how you doing?
What's going on, Ryan?
Not much. Long-time listener, ninth-time caller.
Ooh, congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Great honor. You were talking about your daughter's trying to be, she's trying to go into, like, the fine arts and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I have a story. Like, when I was first starting out going to colleges, my parents were pushing me hard to go into, like, business, into, like, the business college.
Right.
And I took my first business class, and I wanted to blow my brains out in front of God and everybody in that classroom because I was so bored.
Sure.
I switched my major to chemistry, and I fell in love with it.
I think business is one of those things that you've got to know you have a head for and you already like. I know why parents push kids toward that because they're like, it'll be something to fall back on. But it's like nobody wants to do their fallback position for their life.
No, absolutely not.
No. Yeah, and like it's not hard to find a job in my field because nobody wants to be a scientist anymore.
Right. You got all those flat earthers telling you that you're full of crap.
Oh, don't even get me started on that crap. Oh my God, Facebook nowadays is just a bunch of neckbeards telling you that the Earth is flat and that vaccines cause autism.
Right.
For that reason, like, oh.
The scientific method is it's still alive and well, but not so you'd really notice it.
Yeah, it's you're hard pressed.
Yeah.
But if you are one of those neckbeards, you know what you can do to take care of that? Get one of those big Flex 5s.
Tell you what, they got 5 blades to contour your skin, Ryan. So you're a happy chemist.
Sure am.
All right, good. Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you, sir.
There's Ryan.
Really smart. I wish I aspired to be something that smart.
I've thought about that too. I'm like, I really wish I had devoted my life to something that could improve the world in some way. But laughter is the best medicine, Pound Cake. So in many ways, we are physicians.
I know.
Yeah, we are.
Listen, I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
I mean, that's why I attach to people who are like of a higher like intellectual level than me, because I'm like.
So everyone.
Not everyone. There's some people younger than me. Believe me. I met them.
Oh, man. Shots fired.
When I sit across the table, I'm like, wow, you're really dumb. And I get up and leave, there's a problem. But, like, I wouldn't want to date a guy with, like, who took, I don't know, something dumb in college or just doesn't take life seriously. Because I'm a driven person. Just don't necessarily have the brain power to...
Took something dumb in college. What do you mean?
I don't know. Just took a major that I consider, like, world affairs or something like that. Something that...
That's not dumb, though.
But I'm saying if they don't know, they're just...
And I don't think you can major in world affairs, by the way.
I'm saying something like
You're not making a very good case for what you're trying to say.
A BS major that they don't really take seriously, and then, you know, they...
You mean like an English minor?
That was a minor just because I had to
What
have
was
it
your
for
major?
my major. Mass media communications.
Right. A lot of people think that's a bonehead major.
But look at me now.
You got lucky.
Wait, it didn't matter. It worked. I had a plan.
But I didn't hire you because of your major.
I had a plan.
But I didn't hire you because of your major.
That's not the point.
It is the point.
No, it's not. Maybe I learned the skills that I knew
you
would
did
get
not.
you to hire me.
You did not. I'm telling you, you didn't. Whatever you got, you didn't learn it in school.
But I don't think I would. I needed.
What do you think you use from your major on the show?
My wits.
They had to teach you how to be. They had to teach you that.
No, they didn't.
No, I'm telling you.
I always say that they can teach you the skills, but you know your charisma
But what
and your personality comes
skills? You mean mechanically?
Yes. But also...
But you could have learned that on your own.
From a very small standpoint, at least the internship aspect of it. I needed credit
Yeah,
for the internship, and I
again,
couldn't do that without college.
Well, okay. But you could have been a history major and gotten an internship doing... I didn't study this.
But why would I want to?
Because
if I was a history major.
Well, I don't know. I didn't study this, and look what I'm doing.
I did mass media communications because I wanted to be within that to see if I wanted. I already knew I wanted to do it, but I just wanted reassurance.
What does mass media mean anyway?
Radio, TV, internet, any type of journalism.
So you study internet?
I took a.
I mean, again, I've been out of college for a long time.
Social media trends. Yeah, we did. I had a class.
He's got a minor in memes.
I have a BA in Bad Luck Brian.
I had a class that I took for a semester that was strictly about how to pretty much everyone wanting to go viral, like a corporation.
You took a class in everyone wanting to go viral?
No, I'm saying I said it's pretty
much.
much.
What was the syllabus? Here's a link to an article?
No, they had this thing called Hootsuite where it looks up trends and how and posting.
It's an aggregator.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we had a whole semester on that. So
You had a semester on Hootsuite?
Not just that.
It's an app.
I'm Hootsuite certified. But
and what has that gotten you?
So am I, and it didn't cost me $4,000.
What's your job on this show?
Call screener.
Yeah, can you do that? Because there's someone that is on the live chat that's got a nice topic for us to talk to.
There's nobody
calling,
ringing, so you can shut up.
Well, he's going to be calling soon. So.
Good. Have him call, and then I'll answer.
Yeah.
You can't screen it. There's no call. Alan, that question should have been, what 90s pop song would you listen to on a continuous loop for 24 hours for $1 million? Oh, well, that's easy.
I am too sexy for
right,
my
said Fred,
love.
I'm too sexy. Of course.
For my love.
If I get $1 million, I would listen to this for a week. And I would take $500,000 for my efforts. All right. That is a better question, though. Then what movie would you watch on a loop for 24 hours? It's not that hard for $1 million.
Right. Could you do like a series, like a docu-series?
A docu-series?
Yeah, like something that's like the Vietnam by what's his called?
Ken. What's
Ken
it?
Burns.
Ken
Yeah.
Burns. Yeah.
We got a guy here on the chat that's got something that's kind of salacious. So I'm trying to get him to call in and talk about this.
Would you listen to this for 24 hours on a loop?
Again? Yeah, I'd do it again. I think it was on a loop for like all of 1998.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
What about this?
I don't know if I can do this one. I might have flashbacks.
What about this? For $1 million, 24
Yeah,
hours.
I could do pretty
the
much anything
Macarena.
for 24 hours for $1 million.
Okay. What about this? 24 hours?
I'm there for it.
All right.
You haven't hit me with one that I wouldn't do yet.
Hey, Matt.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hello, Matt. What's going on? Hurry up, because it's almost time for the Bill Squire Friday Get Down. What's that?
I hate you guys for one thing.
Thank you.
So we were talking on the live stream about my quandary with a 16-year-old girl
Call the
and
FBI.
me being 33, and she wants to come over and hang out.
You know that you don't have a quandary, Matt. If you think you have a quandary, you are beyond our help. You do not have a quandary. That's right. It is not a quandary. It is a crime.
Yeah.
That's right.
But is it? Because because you guys were going on and on, like this was filling up the entire chat. So there was like people looking up the age of consent and all this
That's
different
right.
stuff.
If you have to look up the age of consent, you're in a bad territory.
Have a seat right over
You're
there.
drinking a soda called Statutory Grape.
Well, no, I'm not like entertaining it, but I'm just saying it's.
You just said it's a quandary. That implies that you're having a moment of crisis.
Let's not say it's a quandary. Let's just say that I'm putting my foot down and saying no.
And that's no scandal.
Wait, okay, first of all, walk me through this, putting your foot down. How do the two of you know each other?
She is my cousin's girlfriend, who is, my cousin is like 16, 17.
How does she know you? How does she know you?
Through
Through
knowing
cousin,
me.
yeah.
And you met her in person.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
she was so smitten with you, she started hitting you up, or what?
I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
But she
right now.
started
I don't
texting
know.
you.
Well, how did she get your number?
How did she get your number?
Because I have cousins that have, I'm sure, girlfriends this age. They don't have my number.
No, I have cousins.
Like, yeah.
I don't even know where they live.
Yeah, my cousins don't have my phone number.
Exactly, and I never gave her my number. Not once.
So she asked your cousin, "Hey, do you have your cousin's phone number?" That doesn't sound like a conversation that would happen. Really? And what did he say?
He's texting me saying, "Can you hang out with my girlfriend tonight?" I'm like, "Oh my god!"
I have a feeling
Why are
that
you-
the police are involved already.
Yeah.
And can you hang out with my? Well, he probably
Is your cousin Chris Hansen?
He probably he probably figures that there's no threat because, as you established, you are 33 years old.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Well, then
Not
where's the
hard to do.
quandary? Is she cute?
See, I think Matt
it's-
is.
Huh?
She is cute. Very
Okay.
cute.
And Matt, what again? There's
I can't control my horny level.
there's a reason this was taken over the chat, and it's because you were entertaining it to some degree.
Well, kind of. I was like, well, I mean, should she come over and we'll, hang out for a little bit? I'm like, no.
Hang out and do what? I can't imagine anything more brain draining than having to have a conversation with a teenager
Exactly.
who is not my child.
Brain draining is exactly what he wants to go on.
Yeah, it's not his brain he wants to drain.
Well, the thing is he says, he's like, she has no friends, and the only person that she like has as a friend is like you. And I'm like, okay.
She has
but
no
all
friends and
right.
really wants to hang out with a guy twice her age. Gee, I wonder why she has
Right.
no friends.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It's weird. So Yeah.
So where's? I still don't know why did this take up all? We just,
I don't know.
We just put this to bed in about 2 minutes.
Yeah,
why has this been taking up the bulk of the chat today?
That's the thing is I saw it all over the chat, and I thought I didn't see all the details. I just saw the discussion happening, and I thought there was something more to it, and I needed all the details.
No.
And it just seems
There's
like
really not.
You don't want to
yeah.
get involved in that because the FBI is going to be any second.
No.
So no.
It's just the whole thing is kind of funny because like I don't respond. Like this girl has my number and she will not stop texting me and calling me. And I just won't respond to her. And then I just respond to her. She's like, "So when can I come over?" I was like, "You can't come over, dude."
So everybody in the chat is calling BS on this dude.
I don't think you were saying.
They're saying that it's not even true.
That what's not true?
That she's not even texting him or anything like that.
Oh no, she is.
All right, I'm just going with what they're saying.
Sounds pretty happy about
But
it.
yeah, the whole thing's weird because like
I don't know why your cousin, if this is all true, and let's just go forward and assume that you're telling the
is.
truth.
Yeah.
Why would your cousin be cool with all this?
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Well, why didn't you ask him? Hey, bro, why is your girlfriend texting me?
I have, and what he says is well, she has no friends.
Why isn't she hanging out with him?
Well, he's out of town.
Out of town.
Conveniently.
Out of town. A 16-year-old girl with no friends.
I know.
If this is true, I'm telling you, you're in a bet. She's probably like, I bet I could bang your cousin. No, he would never do that to me. I bet I could bang your cousin. He's a dude, and I can bang him. I guarantee you, you're a bet.
Absolutely not.
You're a bet.
No way.
All right. So okay.
So it's kind of, it's really, there's no end result to it, but it's just weird that.
Well, then what's the point of all this?
I don't know.
Okay.
Stay far away.
All right. Yeah, just don't do it.
All right.
This is why the chat room to air transfer never works out.
Hey,
Because people in the
never.
chat room dicking around over nothing, and it turned out to be nothing.
Hey, we got the Chris Hansen stuff, and we got statutory grape out of it. So, in my opinion, it was worth it.
I can't control my horny level.
Well, I can control my horny level, so that's why I'm saying no.
Huh.
Stay away from us.
Gee whiz, my genitals are all slippery. Oopsie.
Yeah, all right.
Do not believe the packaging that says microwavable dong.
Words to live by. All right, good. Godspeed, Matt. Thank you. There's Matt, who allegedly is having some issues.
Hey, use your one phone call for us on Monday.
Not even a question. That's not even a question.
You know what it's time for, Pound Cake? It's time for the Bill Squire Friday Get Down.
Yeah. Wowza, night, Friday. Trying to make us Friday.
It's tradition on the station.
Oh, boy, the 6 o'clock. Now, speaking of, Matt jogged my memory on this, and a couple of people have sent me this. This woman in Phoenix who went on a couple dates with a guy and sent him 65,000 texts.
What?
Do you see? And then she got arrested. She goes, I thought there was more to it.
65,000 texts in
she
over
said,
how many days?
48 hours, I think.
Good God, lady.
Yeah, a ton of texts.
How does she have to ice her fingers after that? Jeez.
She said she met him through an online dating service, went on 3 dates with him. After the first one, she began sending him thousands of texts. I'm not sure, but I'm not sure why he would go on more dates with her. She broke into his home and showed up at his workplace claiming to be his wife. She talked to him, and the news crew went by. She's wearing the orange suit, and they talked to her.
I felt like I met my soulmate and everything was just the way it was. And I thought we would just do what everybody else did and we would just like get married and everything would be fine, but that's not what happened.
Jacqueline Addis claims she went on 3 dates with a Paradise Valley man she met through an online dating service for millionaire matchmaking. Court records say Addis sent the victim 65,000 text messages, including threats to kill him.
You do whatever you have to do to get here, but don't ever try to leave me. I'll kill you, and I don't want to be a murderer. That's one of her texts.
Wear his body parts and bathe in his blood.
Oh, what I would do with your blood, I want to bathe in it. A millionaire matchmaker site.
To me, it seemed like more.
Addis does not deny the volume of text messages, but she would not get into specifics. She did, however, regret the nature of some of those messages.
I'd wear, these are screen caps of her messages. I'd wear your skull.
I'd wear your skull.
I'd wear your skull. Spelled U-R. So it's still jaunty.
Yeah.
It's cute. I'd wear your
It's
skull.
flirty.
Yeah, it's flirty. Your blood. I'd want to bathe in it, she says. Bathe in your... Who talks like this? After
Someone
a date.
that spends 65,000 texts in 3 days.
Man, be careful whatever you're doing out there, Pound Cake.
I'm deleting my Tinder right
We don't want to
now.
find somebody wearing your skull.
No.
When you're finding love, not everything is perfect. This was a journey. And I want to apologize because nobody would ever be more sorry.
Addis said she never intended to hurt or scare the victim, and she doesn't blame him for her incarceration.
No. I love him.
Just the way she's breathing is making me uncomfortable.
She's clearly got some issues.
And this dude went on 3 dates with her.
Well, what I initially read was that she went on 1 date, but all this happened after the first date.
Okay, so...
But why did he go on 2 more?
Maybe she was counting the dates differently than him. She's like, well, the first date we went out. The second date I broke into his home. The third date I showed up at his work. Like that's how she's counting the dates.
Third date, I told him I wanted to wear his skull. You know, traditional third date stuff. They asked if it was excessive. She said, love is an excessive thing.
You want to know the math on this for 48 hours?
Yeah.
22.6 texts per minute, every minute for 48 hours.
How could you humanly do that?
I don't know.
I mean, there had to be some that were copied and pasted and sent again.
Right. Or maybe it's like a double send. You ever get that?
I hate those.
Yeah. It's insane.
Yeah.
I thought I was demented.
You are demented.
I've never.
Just because you're not as bad as someone else.
3 dates, I know if I want to continue talking to you. She's like, 3 dates, I want to wear your skull. That's not me. I'm like, I'll cut you off. I just want some. I don't need.
Would you be infatuated with someone that breaks into your house or shows up at your work? Like if some guy went on 1 date with you and then he came here the next day, it's like, I'm here to see my husband Pound Cake. Would that be exciting for you?
I want to wear your skull.
I mean,
When I said I was interested in head, that's not what I meant.
I would be flattered, but I would also tell him that, I politely decline.
Uh-huh.
Politely.
You mean...
But I'll take your gas card and the flowers.
Uh-huh.
What? Wait, what? What was that word?
You'll what?
Politely.
That's not what you said.
That's not what you said.
That's not what you said. I'll
Politely.
politely decline.
Politely decline.
Oh, God.
I don't know. It sounded great in my head.
I'm really, really not doing my job by not having a running Pound Cake glossary because my memory will not serve me well enough to do it retroactively.
No one wants to wear my skull, so I'm safe there.
You don't know that.
Politely.
Just make sure you're politely to all the kids at the prom
Maybe
tonight.
I was thinking, yeah.
There's Outroar. I'm just trying to think of recently.
Yeah.
Warbury, Politely.
There's so many.
Oh, there's so many.
We got Balslamic. There's just too many.
Right. One of our bureau chiefs in Pittsburgh sent me this guy whose house caught on fire when he was trying to reheat some McDonald's French fries. Everybody knows you can't reheat Mickey D's
People
fries.
try to.
What?
We don't have the technology to
House
do it.
fire in Wilkinsburg overnight. It started around 2 in the morning at a home on Hunter Street. The homeowner says he had no idea the house was on fire. He was in the basement when the fire started in the kitchen where his wife was cooking.
My girl tried to make some McDonald's French fries. McDonald's French fries.
Is he doing the Friday get down?
I'm so thankful. Hey, I woke up not dead. Thank you so much.
French fries, Tyree, his wife,
French fries. I wanted some McDonald's French fries on a Friday. It's Friday, French Friday.
French Friday. They got one.
French Friday, get down.
They had to go to Wilkinsburg there outside Pittsburgh to find one of the 9 black people who live in the greater Pittsburgh metropolitan area. But he is overjoyed to be alive. He woke up not dead. So that's always good.
That's how
Reheating
I always wake
fries.
up. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
There's not any French fry that is reheatable.
No.
You got one chance.
You gotta get them while they're hot.
Yeah.
You put them in the microwave, it's noodle city.
You got to treat French fries like your shot at a rap battle. You got one shot.
Yeah, mom spaghetti all over your sweater. All right, I got a break.
Spaghetti you can reheat, though.
That's right. And I got that MMS VIP rooftop party for you. Coming up Wednesday with Belvedere Vodka. So before we get out of here for the Tribe pregame, we'll get somebody set up with that. 35192 if you want to text.
It's the Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS. And everywhere you go on our free iHeartRadio app. Brian.
So you were at work today, but Alan and I got to go and try out the new beer.
Oh, yeah, but I'm actually glad I didn't taste it yet. I want the surprise because, one...
Well, we didn't get the finished product. We had what's called a fermenter pull, so it's not quite there yet, and it doesn't have carbonation, but it was really cool, and it's pretty good.
So at what stage did you taste it? Like, what still needs to be added?
It's got to stay, like, in the... jug or whatever, the barrel, for a couple more days.
Describing it so well.
Yeah, I know, right? I know my stuff. I know my beers. And it is an ale, by the way. It's called Unmitigated Ale. It's a rice ale. I said it was a lager. It's not a lager. It is a rice ale, so people can calm their tits.
I wish we have a can. Like, I wish we could get our own can.
That would be amazing. But,
I know. We're asking too much. It was already enough to get our own beer. But yeah.
But it's really good. It's like a very drinkable but flavorful beer. Like, it's not like drinking a Bud Light. Like, it tastes good from what I had, and it's going to get a little bit more, like, hoppy as it ages. And
did you taste it and we were like, the unmitigated gall of this ale?
It was really good. Like, I chugged it. Like, it was easy to drink.
I'm excited now, so I get first dibs when we do get them in here, or when we are at the comedy show.
Yeah.
So thanks to Great Lakes. By the way, I was waiting till we're on air to see this, to say this. I like the floral pattern in your shirt. What are those little leaves?
I don't know. It's a shirt from Target. And just, just trying to step up my game a little bit lately. Just trying to get a little nicer dressed in and stuff. But mostly it's because it was cold today. So
it was.
I went outside and I was just wearing a t-shirt and I'm like, what the hell?
I was like,
it's May 11th and I'm cold and it's like coat jacket weather.
It's gonna be May. Yeah.
But here's what I want to talk about. What are those people that like know beer and stuff like that? What would you say is your one specialty? Like, what can you talk about and get like nerd deep on it, the way that some people get with like beer? Not dick pics, please.
I mean, I wasn't gonna say the pics, but
right. Like something.
My one nerdy detail. I have to think about it. You go first.
Okay, mine is definitely comedy because I have lived stand-up comedy for the past. I've been doing 14 years now. I've been to a billion shows. I listen to podcasts about it. I go to shows all the time. I watch comedy specials at least once a week or so. And it's just one of those things that I love talking about the art of it. I love when I'm backstage with another comic and we get to shoot the shrimp about things that, are pet peeves, the things that we love, like working on a bit, sculpting material, all that stuff. Like that is where I go and get real nerdy real fast. And I know because of girlfriends and my ex-wife, like when I get into those conversations, they just like roll their eyes and be like, oh my God, he's going to do his comedy dissertation right now with this. But the other comics are just as into it. Like that's like a bonding moment when you get into like deep comedy talk.
I think mine would probably be, and this may be cliche, and after I say this, people are probably going to roll their eyes, but like pop culture, like celebrity culture, I am a big vault of useless information. What you guys would claim is useless. I mean, we do a rock show on a rock station.
We're on a rock station, but we talk about pop culture a lot.
I know, but a lot of things that Alan's not really interested in, and that's fine. But
I actually have good things to say.
And I'm just gonna say, when it comes to like rap beef or like pop beef, I like to be in people's business. Like I love to see what celebrity culture is like because it's a life that one I can't relate to, and I don't think I could ever understand. I would love to be on a fly on the wall in some of these like conference rooms when these meetings go down, or like when all these the fights break out at VMAs and stuff. I would love that stuff. I do love the background of that.
Well, one thing that you've gotten me more into is like I don't like Wendy Williams. We've talked about that
Mm-hmm.
ad nauseum, but The Breakfast Club, Charlamagne Tha God, like that's.
You watch those?
I watch it from time to time. Not all. I'm not like a religious viewer, but there's some interesting interviews on there, and that dude is very good. Like I really appreciate the way he interviews people because
it's a conversation. It's not necessarily an interview.
Yeah, it's a conversation, and there's times when he's got like gotcha questions, but they're not even like I've been waiting all time. He's asking the questions that people want to know about, and he doesn't let people off the hook. And I really, he does great interviews, and I never feel like he's doing it just to like it comes across very authentic when he does it. He's not just trying to be like, oh, so you don't like this? Well, let me, he's not trying to catch people off guard.
Yeah, I like the
fact he lets it happen organically.
I like the fact that, these people are people we watch on TV. They're good looking. They're good looking people, so that catches my interest. They have lots of money. That catches my interest. Globe-trotting all over the world, and I can't relate, and I want a piece of that life. Mm-hmm. So whether it be their nudes on my phone, or they be, how many ex-wives they have, or their big mansion, how many rooms does it have, I like to know that stuff because it's escapism. And just like you watch a movie or you watch a comedy show to escape, I'm like, let me watch old episodes of Cribs. Let me watch this interview about how this guy has like groupies waiting for him after he gets off the tour bus. I like that stuff.
All right. Well, thanks for watching, and we'll be right back. Hey, everybody.
What's up, guys?
We're siding in the DMs today.
My tall cup of juice.
You had to call me Noise. Call them Noise.
My coworkers at my morning job were making fun of me because the morning it was orange juice. This is grape juice or apple juice.
Mm-hmm. Look, he knows all his fruits.
We were just having all our meetings today, and I'm just there. Anyways, continue, boss.
That looks like a 40.
Whatever. But that's what I was doing today.
It's your 40 of apple juice. I'm all set for the bar crawl tomorrow. I got a t-shirt to wear that's superhero themed. And while I was at the mall, I love malls in the morning. Like I went there, it was like 11 a.m.
Power walking?
Not even. Like they're already gone. It's no one. And I almost.
What mall did you go to?
South Park.
Ah.
But it was early. Like it was 11 a.m. Like there was some people there, but there wasn't enough for like you can hear your footsteps echoing through the entire mall. And I almost bought a Star-Lord like leather jacket, like Guardians of the Galaxy, but it's like $120. I'm like, nah, I'm not doing that just for a bar crawl.
No,
trying to save money right now.
You could probably use it for something else though. You don't have to have it for necessarily bar
It's pretty over the top looking. Like it's not like a subtle jacket. It's like red. It looks like Thriller. So I just went with a t-shirt and
yeah, I have a t-shirt as well, and I've had it for quite some time, and I didn't realize I had it until the specific moment, like when we were talking about the workouts. I was like, wait a minute, I could wear a t-shirt. I have that. So
there you go. I'm excited for the bar crawl. I don't get down to the East Bank of the Flats very often.
It's a long day. 12 hours.
5
hours.
5 hours, yeah. But once you get past that first bar, it all flies by.
Yeah, I'm going to take like 4 tequila shots.
Like an hour at a bar, that's nothing. But yeah, that's the thing is you can do a lot. So you just got to pace yourself a little bit. Yeah. Just don't die by the end of it.
And that's why I got to control my drinking for tonight. Because
your weekend's kicking off with a bang.
I don't say no to opportunities, and someone reached out from Akron Pride.
Oh, I love saying no to opportunities.
I don't want to say no to opportunities.
I like opportunities, but there's some opportunities that aren't opportunities, and you learn to discern what's a good opportunity and what is not. And I have done a good job. Well, only recently. Like in the past, I used to just say yes to everything, and then you end up doing stuff. You're like, why am I here? This is garbage. But it helps you appreciate the good things. Anyway, so you're judging what tonight?
So it's Miss Akron Pride. So there's like 15 drag queens. They'll be at the Akron Civic Theater tonight. So it's actually a pretty big venue.
That's pretty cool.
It's going to Akron Civic Theater tonight. And it's 15 drag queens, and I'm on a panel of judges. I think I'm one of 5, so there's like a deal breaker judge. So there's 5.
Do you get to give input on
I think so. I think it's like I could be the Simon if I want to be the Simon, but I'm going to be Pound Cake because I know Fierce, and I know what they're being judged on, like originality, like costume design, the quality of their lip syncing. So it's a big production. Like these people it's gonna be RuPaul's Drag Race, like duking it out, and one of the actual
they're gonna get catty.
Yeah, and one of the actual runner-ups of RuPaul's Drag
Race. The Rock Report with Corey Roddick.
According to the Sun-Herald, an Alabama physician set to go on trial today on charges that he improperly prescribed fentanyl and other drugs to Three Doors Down guitarist Matt Roberts, who died of a drug overdose in August 2016. Dr. Richard Snellgrove faces a 13-count federal indictment in Mobile alleging unlawful distribution of controlled substances and healthcare fraud. The doctor allegedly prescribed 5 different drugs, including methadone, hydrocodone, Xanax, and fentanyl with different names, all intended for Roberts. The guitarist was found dead in a hotel in West Bend, Wisconsin, where he was scheduled to perform at a charity event for veterans. West Bend police say the cause of death was determined to be a prescription drug-related overdose. I'm Corey Roddick, and that's your Rock Report for Friday, May 11th on 100.7 WMMS.
Get more music news at WMMS.com.
Yo, what up, Alexa?
What up, bro?
Play WMMS on iHeartRadio.
I got you, fam.
It's time to give. It's time to give stuff away.
All right, this coming Wednesday, you get a couple of tickets here at the WMMS VIP Happy Hour at Cleveland's most iconic rooftop bar featuring Belvedere vodka. Enjoy a delicious Belvedere cocktail. I know that's redundant. Always remember to drink responsibly. Get the last pair here this week. Good luck. Wednesday. 2 for the VIP Happy Hour with MMS and Belvedere. Be at least 21 and be caller 11. 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
Okay, so being called an audio hate crime by Ohio Quilter Magazine
wasn't our proudest moment.
The Alan Cox Show.
On 100.7
WMMS.
I heard from Patrick in Phoenix. He said that girl sent those texts over 4 months.
Oh.
The most she sent in any day was 500 texts.
That's still very.
That's a lot of texts. Uh-huh. That's right. Hey, Stripper Scott.
Hey, guys. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. What's going on?
Wow, it's Friday. Gotta get down on Friday.
Yep, the Friday.
Front seat, back seat.
Oh, that reminds me, Bill. Here's a life hack for you. If you have French fries, you can throw them in a frying pan and heat them up in the oven, I'm told, as a attempt to get them crispy again.
Here's an even better life hack. When those fries get cold, throw them in the garbage.
Yeah, French fries are cheap. I can get new French fries.
That's right.
And I don't really eat a lot of French fries anyway.
Nope.
Too many starches and carbs.
This is stupid.
That's right.
Anyway, the last caller really reminded me that I had a dilemma for this weekend. I wanted to ask you guys.
Okay.
So tomorrow night I'm going to be hanging out with a friend of mine.
A shotgun's going to be too hard to use, so I'd go with like a revolver.
If you can get your toe in behind it, you know. You're hanging out with a friend of yours tomorrow night.
Yeah, she's a, believe it or not, hot 21-year-old girl. And she said,
how much?
No, this is no money. This is just we're hanging out. And she said she's bringing her friend. That I'm.
Hit the crap.
Go ahead.
I would quote unquote love her. So I'm assuming it's another hot 21-year-old girl. So my question is, should I A, try to have sex with my friend, even though I never have before? B, try to have sex with her friend in hopes that she doesn't get jealous? C, try to set up a three-way with both of them? Or D, just do nothing and save myself the embarrassment?
Yes.
I mean, play it by ear. If they want to have sex with you, then have sex with them. But I wouldn't try and initiate anything unless they were showing interest. Do they have interest?
Ladies, what do you think?
This is stupid.
That's right. Would you both like to have sex with Stripper Scott?
This is absolutely ridiculous.
Uh-huh. Yes, Scott, I think you should try to do whatever you can possibly do. Try to have it's a numbers game. You know, try to have sex with everyone.
You know what you should do? Take them to the funny stop to see Mary and Brian. And then
hit the crap.
Maybe they'll do the work for you. They'll get so worked up from laughing, they'll be like, "Hey, I need someone to help me with this. All this horniness I have from these endorphins I got from laughing so much."
Good point.
Good point.
But more likely, Alan, you know what
is I can't control my horny level.
I was going to say this is
stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we already had plans what we were going to do, but you mentioned it being
We
numbers.
already had plans, and none of it involved sex with each other, I'm willing to bet.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how it goes.
How do you know 21-year-old girls? Like, how are you friends with them?
I'll tell you some other time.
Well, when she was 16, he was 33, and they just have hung out ever since.
Yeah, but no, you're talking about being a numbers game. Real quick, when I was in high school, that's what a teacher would tell me. And he said, just got to ask out enough girls for the homecoming dance or the prom or whatever it was. The one year, I asked out 78 girls, and none of them said yes, and I gave up. I'm like, that's too many. I'm not going to ask 100 or whatever it takes.
Would you like to go to prom with me?
This is absolutely ridiculous.
That's right. None of them wanted to go to prom. Thank you, Scott. I appreciate the call. Good luck with your weekend dilemma.
Cut the crap.
That's right. Cut the crap. You sure you don't want to hang out with me?
This is stupid.
All right. We got to go. What do you want to throw in, William?
Just go get those comedy tour tickets. Go to AlanCoxShow.com, keyword comedy, and get those tickets. There's not many left, so don't wait.
Don't wait.
And
we'd hate to miss you.
Yeah, follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Bill Squire.
Pound cake?
Radio Cody B on Twitter and Instagram, and I might be coming to a school near you.
Good luck at the prom tonight.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Today's show available on demand. You can demand it, and it will show up in the iHeartRadio app. Look for the Alan Cox Show 24/7 channel. You can listen to this and past shows anytime. ACS podcasts at AlanCoxShow.com. And the live stream's always archived there, too. Just hit our YouTube page to watch that. And Tribe, starting the weekend series next against the Kansas City Royals shortly after 6:30. For your listening pleasure, Sunday afternoon, when they wrap that series against the Royals, we will join the Cavs game after the Tribe's done, in progress there. So that's it. Thanks very much for hanging out. Thanks for Brian Kenny for coming in. He's at the Funny Stop all weekend with Mary Santora. And have a great weekend. We'll talk to you on Monday at 3, and I will see you in hell.
And now I must leave you as the Brady